decision, and that's the right thing to do.
You know, whenever you're playing, you know, games like this at the end of the year, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough on everybody. Some teams have something to play for, and then there are others who are struggling a little bit trying to find that. And that's what we find about Blackwell, but we'll get to that in just a little bit here. There are lessons to be learned, Max, in every football game. Every game that you play, you don't have to be playing your best football early. It's about what you're playing at the end of the year. So what are some lessons you think this Millwood team learned from that, I want to say, real good game in Hennessy last week?
Well, despite looking at the score, and if someone didn't see how the game came about, they were really challenged. They were challenged with surprise plays they weren't ready for. The up tempo from the team last week. Hennessy, correct? Yes. The Hennessy was all over them with tempo. They were all over them with different formations, moving formations, lots of movement, and very successful with it. They were pushing the front five off the blocks a little bit. I think they caught them. They played a little different smash mouth football, and Millwood got punched in the mouth. And fortunately, they responded. They adjusted. That's the lesson to learn, because when they start playing in these playoffs, that's what they're going to see. They're going to see some teams that are going to try to impose their will in many different ways, and they should be ready for it.
I agree. You know, I coined last week smoke and mirrors. That's what I said constantly during the broadcast last week, where, you know, smoke and mirrors, and it worked early on. You know, you mentioned in pregame, you know, plays like swinging gates, odd formations, you know, three linemen down here, 2 linemen on the other side. Swinging gates, we're talking about formations that look like one thing and then it gets executed and it turns out to be something else.
Absolutely.
And then they had some talent that could execute those those plays, and before you blinked and turned around, Millwood found itself down, and it was the most this Falcon team had been down to an opponent all year long.
Yeah, and you know, the other lesson they learned immediately from there is perseverance from behind. They really haven't, like I said, played from behind since Heritage Hall.
That's right. And when you say Heritage Hall, that was so long ago. I mean, that seems like eons ago. When you won 8 games in a row, you don't even remember the loss. I mean, was that this year? Was that this year? When did we lose? I don't think we ever thought for a second, you know, that the team Millwood would rally and play like they have at the level that they have. I mean, just dominant. And the numbers will dictate that. We'll get to that in a little bit. But, you know, to be a state title contender, you know, being good is just not enough. You know, you have to be smart and disciplined. And so we count on a team maturing.
Right.
From what you've seen and what you've been able to observe of this Millwood team, do you think that we're seeing the growth that we need to see from the team?
Yes, and I will start with our stars. I mean, I listen to you guys constantly on these broadcasts, and the growth I've seen from week 1 all the way to now, the Carlos Strongs, the Rickies, the Xaviers, and so on and so forth. These guys are on another level. At the beginning of the season, you could see their motor was going, and they were really wanting this season. But as each game has come and gone, their motors got tighter and more. Carlos Strong was kind of in the mix. Now Carlos Strong is imposing his will, and that's all, you know, he's anchoring that defensive line, and his energy is spread throughout that front 4 on that defensive line. Oh, yeah,
because you got Prince Gabriel doing things. You got Chaz Doolin. And, you know, I'm excited tonight because that Millwood backfield gets a little bit of a boost. We'll talk about that a little bit after the break. When we come back from the break, we'll talk a little bit more about the Falcons, where they stood statistically last week, what's going on with this Blackwell team. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. The field tonight is in great condition. Game time temperature should be 71 degrees, and by the fourth quarter, it usually goes down. Tonight, because of the weather system that's moving in, it's actually going to be warmer by the time this game ends. Winds are from the south-southeast, will be gusting from about 10 to 17 miles an hour. The head coach for the Falcons in his 10th season is Darwin Franklin, and the head coach for the Maroons is Brett Parker. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight: Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores, SSM Health at St. Anthony, Parrish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Guaranteed Rate Rod Seed, First Security Bank, Heritage Funeral Home, A+ Lawn Service, the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, Super Prep, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lamour's Family First DUI School. We'll be right back. This is Millwood Falcon Football.
Economy getting you down? Then go to Route 66 Buzz Dispensary. That's where you can still find a ton of real value. They've got G's of flour going for $2, dabs for $4.95, gummies 1,000 mgs for just $12.99, and a huge variety of vape carts for just $9.95. There's only one Route 66 Buzz Dispensary, 3801 North Portland Avenue. Make sure you stop by and check out the lowest prices in town. If you went anywhere else, you paid too much.
It's the Oklahoma City R&B Music Experience, Sunday, November 6th at Paycom Center with Monica, Belle Biv DeVoe, Tamar Braxton, Blackwell, Genuine, Silk, and H-Town. It's the Oklahoma City R&B Music Experience, Sunday, November 6th at Paycom Center. Tickets on sale at Ticketmaster.com. Another Global Events production.
Hello, this is Vicki Behenna, asking for your vote for Oklahoma County District Attorney. I've been a prosecutor, and I was on the team that brought Timothy McVeigh to justice. I've been a defense lawyer, fighting to get the wrongfully convicted people out of jail. I'm a mom who had a son go through the criminal legal system. I'm Vicki Behenna, and nobody has this 360-degree view of the criminal justice system like I have. I'm humbly asking for your vote this Tuesday, November 8th. Thank you. Paid for by Friends of Vicki Behenna for DA. Please vote Tuesday.
While other lots are looking dry, with limited supply and prices marked way too high, Boomer Kia has loads of cars in stock, all without the sticker shock. Folks, for the past year, every dealer has fought for inventory, but now Boomer Kia has more cars than we know what to do with, and they need to go. So we're doing whatever it takes to get you out of your old ride and into a brand new Kia. And you know it, with Zip Zero Zilch, that's absolutely zero money down and zero payment for up to 3 months. That's a brand new Kia with zero money down and zero payments until January 2023. Do you feel like you're stuck in your loan? Boomer Kia wants to get you out of your current ride, even if you owe up to $8,000 more than it's worth. Are you unsure about your credit? Forget about it. Just go to boomerkia.com and click the iPrecheck button, where you can get pre-approved in less than 60 seconds, all without hurting your credit. I'm James Wade, General Manager at Boomer Kia, and if you don't get the deal you want, don't leave. Ask for me.
With approved credit, 3 months deferred payments by dealer. Interest accrues date of sale, plus tax, tag, and license. Expires 11/5/22.
The men of the Upsilon Iota chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated presents the Omega Promenade, the Purple Carpet Affair. This is a grown and sexy formal event that you don't want to miss. Saturday, November 5th at the Embassy Suites, 3233 Northwest Expressway. There will be a singles mixer, networking, food buffet, and much more. Come have a good time as you listen to the soulful sounds of Nita Fruit and DJ D. Chappelle. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite.com. Search the Omega Promenade.
If in my mind I can conceive it and in my heart I can believe it, then certainly I can achieve it. Oklahoma City, this is Stephen W. Davis Sr. The United States Surgeon General has declared mental health crisis for our young people since COVID. The question is, what will we do to save our children? Will we be strategic? Will we hold our elected officials accountable? Will we come together for collective healing? Join me for this conversation on the open mic on Friday, November the 4th at our Making of Men, Waking Up Women conference. To have this conversation, we can, we will, we must. Follow me on all social media platforms at Just Choose Steve.
Why wait to save? Dell Technologies Black Friday event arrives early with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 48% off performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Welcome back to Falcon Pregame. Maurice Prince and Max Fox on the call this evening for you, bringing you Millwood versus the Blackwell Maroons here officially about 16 minutes away from kickoff. Real quick, want to take our time to look at the district standings because, I mean, it's important to note that once we get through tonight, Max, I mean, the rubber hits the road. It's time to start playing your best football. But let's take a look and reflect on where some things are. What's Class 2A1 where Millwood plays looking like in the standings?
Well, Millwood is at the top here with they're 6-0 in district play. Oklahoma Christian Schools, they're 5-1. And then it starts folding out pretty evenly across the board. They're Newkirk and Hennessy, Alva, Perry, Chisholm, and Blackwell, anchoring the district itself. So it's really been – it looks like you've got some really good competition here from the middle to the top, and the others are probably just growing young players and things of that nature. But Millwood's at top, very strong.
And when you look at 2A2, you got Jones over there and Luther.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two powerhouse programs that you're looking at there.
Yes.
Then in 2A3, we've got
Washington and Frederick.
Right.
I mean, a couple of like you said, a couple of powerhouses there as well.
Then you still keep that pushing, and we go to 2A4. You got Davis and Holdenville.
Yep. And in District 2A5, you've got Vian and Prague.
So it keeps going because
yes.
I mean you got 2A6 with Eufaula and Idabel.
Yep. And 2A7 you've got
Kiefer.
Kiefer and Victory Christian. Which we know very well about them. Strong teams there.
And then 2A8, you got Rejoice Christian and Sequoia Claremore sitting there.
Yes.
So each one of those teams, and Gary made a point about it during last week's broadcast, the number one team in Class 2A by ranking is Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 by ranking is Rejoice Christian.
Right.
And Rejoice did lose their, I think it is their quarterback to a knee injury, so he may not be available, but that would be a favorable draw. But any of these other teams, from Jones to Luther, to Frederick, to Holdenville, to Prague, these teams are in the number 2 slot. Idabel, Victory Christian, Sequoia. Any one of those is going to be a tough out or a tough play, and that's what you're going to see. I was saying very well in Class 2A playoffs, you're going to see teams playing hitters from the first start of the playoffs.
Yes.
It's not going to be a team with 4 or 5 losses. These are teams with 2, maybe 3 losses overall.
Right. And many of them playing themselves. And that's what we want. I mean, quite frankly, we want that kind of toughness.
Do you really want that, though?
I definitely want
that.
Well, see,
that's the fan in you talking. But if you're saying that I had an 8-1 season, I'm 6-0 overall, I don't want to have to. I mean, can I warm up? Can I just walk through the puddle before getting into the river?
Well, I think they're going to have to walk through that water. Just from reading what we're seeing. Depending on the draw, and it looks like there's powerhouses all the way through the district.
Right.
They're going to walk through that puddle during warm-ups. No, I think Millwood, with the confidence that they're showing, and I think it's pure confidence. It's not overblown. I don't think they're looking at the record. I think these young men, as from an interview I heard you give, like probably the first or second game. Matter of fact, it was the first game. What their mission being a real true championship. They're focused. They're not looking at their record. These guys are looking at each play. The coaching staff is doing a great job making them play one play at a time, and it shows because they focus. They're putting 4 quarters together. So I don't think they should be. I don't see them being scared or intimidated. I think they're going to bring their best foot, and quite honestly, I think the other teams need to keep an eye on Millwood.
I would agree with you on that. Now, Millwood gets a boost tonight. They're going to have a return of a player.
Yeah, they get their number 1 cornerback, Terrence Taffy, which will be a great boost. The defense is rock solid, but then you add this gentleman to the roster, and how much more solid will they be? And that's good. They need this at a perfect time.
To me, this is one of those games where you try your best to try and work teams in to work on their skills and their talents a little bit. Give some guys some reps, some guys, especially your number 2s tonight, to get some reps. You want to take care of business tonight and get things done. When you're looking at Millwood in their 9 games this year, Max, Millwood has averaged 45 points a game. When you start talking about 45 points a game, that's good. Blackwell on their side, they've only averaged it offensively about a touchdown a game when you look at their overall scoring.
Right.
So they haven't been been very, very effective in that regard. And you're saying to yourself, well, Mo, this could be an ugly game early. It really could.
Yes.
However, that's not how you focus on a game-to-game basis. Right. Millwood's defense is giving up 12 points per game over the course of the year. Blackwell on the other side is giving up about 43 points per game. So the constant points and all those things, you're sitting there looking at it going, okay, their defense has been giving up a lot of points. Well, that's because they've been on the field so much.
Yes.
I mean, and when you're looking at situations like this, Millwood's 38 points better from them on offense and 31 points on reducing on the defensive side of the ball. So Millwood, in terms of on paper, this looks one-sided.
Right.
And I want to caution the Falcons tonight because this is the night that you take a little bit off. You don't play as hard. You don't stay focused. Then someone gets hurt.
Right.
An injury comes up.
Right.
And that's what you don't want going into the playoffs next week.
I agree 100%. What they've got to do is play today. Don't look ahead because it doesn't matter. And play every play like you're playing every play. They just have to bring forth what they've been doing. Play Millwood Falcon football, make it work. And like I said, if it turns into what if the probability of it running away, then start pulling players out.
Yeah, and don't waste any time in doing that. I think if you're the coaching staff, you're going to look at it from a point of execution. I want to see executing. I want to see that because those are the lasting images you're going to have going into next week. So to me, failure to do that, to me, Max, is a mistake. Mm-hmm. I think the players have to come out with high energy. If they don't come out with high energy, I think the coach is going to have to play them more minutes because you don't want to go into the playoffs putting ugly stuff on tape.
Right. And the thing is this, I mean, it is senior night, so they're going to be pumped up. And they should be. They've got some super seniors out here, and they're leaving a legacy of some pretty phenomenal players behind them, juniors, seniors, freshmen, sophomores.
I'm so glad you're bringing that. So if you're not listening to the game and you're not watching the game, you should be at the game. I'll tell you why. I mean, you're talking some of the top talent in the state going to get recognized here at senior night. Carlos Strong. You're talking about Ricky Hunt Jr. You got guys who have been – now, this is overall a young team, so the senior night won't be very long. But for the seniors who have tried to help build this program, the William Mazes of the world, those types of players, you want to give them their moment and let them relish in it because this is the last time they're going to be at the good on the regular season. Yeah. They'll have a home playoff game, but I think it's an important thing.
And it is. Like I said, you can kind of see it from the beginning of the season to now that they're totally focused and locked in on wanting to walk away with that championship.
Before we take a break, for Blackwell, it's been tough. They were 5-5 in last year, 5-5 in 2020. In 2019, they were 2-8, and they haven't had a winning season since 1997.
You know, I've never been through anything like that, and I can only imagine that it's something that will just build, and they'll just have to keep building. We looked across the field. They have quite a few people on crutches and things, so they may have some core pieces missing. But they keep plugging away at it. Eventually, they're going to break the plane. I mean, everybody goes through that kind of drought.
Yeah, there are droughts, and sometimes they're a little bit longer than you want them to. And in their case, I'm sure the coaching staff would like to look at it a different way. Coin toss is going on the field. We'll take our second break of pregame, and we'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
The men of the Upsilon Iota chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated presents the Omega Promenade, the Purple Carpet Affair. This is a grown and sexy formal event that you don't want to miss. Saturday, November 5th at the Embassy Suites, 3233 Northwest Expressway. There will be a singles mixer, networking, food buffet, and much more. Come have a good time as you listen to the soulful sounds of Nita Fruit and DJ D. Chappelle. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite.com. Search the Omega Promenade.
Where can you get holiday ready and hosting the entire family ready? Lowe's, actually. Save on appliances like the 4-piece Samsung stainless steel kitchen suite. Was $5,146, now $3,016, for a total savings of $2,130. Save all season, backed by the Lowe's Price Promise. Check back daily for deals during Black Friday month and start saving now at Lowe's. Home to any possibility. Offer valid through 11/9. Terms and exclusions apply. See store for details. Learn more at Lowes.com/price promise.
While other lots are looking dry, with limited supply and prices marked way too high, Boomer Kia has loads of cars in stock, all without the sticker shock. Folks, for the past year, every dealer has fought for inventory, but now Boomer Kia has more cars than we know what to do with, and they need to go. So we're doing whatever it takes to get you out of your old ride and into a brand new Kia. And you know it, with zip, zero zilch. That's absolutely zero money down and zero payment for up to 3 months. That's a brand new Kia with zero money down and zero payments until January 2023. Do you feel like you're stuck in your loan? Boomer Kia wants to get you out of your current ride, even if you owe up to $8,000 more than it's worth. Are you unsure about your credit? Forget about it. Just go to boomerkia.com and click the iPrecheck button, where you can get pre-approved in less than 60 seconds, all without hurting your credit. I'm James Wade, General Manager at Boomer Kia, and if you don't get the deal you want, don't leave. Ask for me.
With approved credit, 3 months deferred payments by dealer. Interest accrues date of sale, plus tax, tag, and license. Expires 11/5/22.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. These are tough times for everyone, so dealing with your timeshare may not be your biggest concern. But when this passes, do you still want a lifetime of payments, fees, and commitments for a timeshare you were misled into buying?
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshares and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. Give my office a call today. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call Wesley Financial now for your free information kit. 800-511-1551. That's 800-511-1551. 800-511-1551.
Welcome back to Falcon Pregame. Maurice Prince and Max Fox on the call this evening, getting ready to bring you Falcon football. Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores is a proud sponsor of Millwood Falcon football. They're committed to making our communities a great place to live. Thank you very much, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. And SSM Health St. Anthony, let the orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help you get moving again. Call for an appointment today, 405-218-2530. That's 405-218-2530. Now, on the field, Blackwell won the toss, and they will be receiving. They're coming from the south end zone, so the point to make here on that. And we're going to play the national anthem here in just a second, but what I would like to really point out to everybody is they're coming from the south end zone. The wind is coming in from the south, so it will affect passes early on in the contest, and it's something that the Falcons will have to be leery of early on in this contest. So we're going to take a quick break, our final break of pregame, and we will be back in just a moment. The final break of pregame. This is Millwood Falcon football, presented by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Judge Catherine Savage is a judge of second chances who believes in fairness and equality for all and has a heart for service. Judge Catherine Savage is enthusiastically endorsed by Representative Jason Lowe, former Representative Mike Shelton, former State Senator Connie Johnson, civil rights and social justice icon Reverend J.A. Reed, and former District Judge Malcolm Savage. Vote Tuesday, November 8th for Judge Catherine Savage, authorized and paid for by the Committee to elect Catherine Savage for District Judge 2022.
Do you have college hours but haven't obtained your college degree? Finish the process. Get your degree at Langston University OKC campus. Langston University OKC campus with Reach Higher specializes in giving you that second chance to finish your degree. You can keep your normal routine, Maintain your normal work hours and still have time for your family. Langston University OKC offers online and on-campus class options that can accommodate your schedule. Learn more by going online at www.langston.edu or call 405-530-7536. That's 530-7536 for Langston University OKC campus.
Oklahoma City, yes sir, loves Travel Stop and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. Are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms with our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program. Each month, a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to theblackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
KRMP, 8221FQ, Oklahoma City. The all-new Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, a Perry Broadcasting station.
It's Thursday night football here at the Good. Millwood Falcon football, as the Millwood Falcons will host the Blackwell Maroons. I don't know if the OSSA realized that they put two Maroons in the same district. You got Perry and then you got Blackwell. Both of them are Maroons. It's just something a fun fact, if you will, just to point out.
Maybe they're trying to get them to join together. I don't know.
I just don't know. I just don't know. But nonetheless, it's time to get some Falcon football going on. Since the Falcon defense will be on the play here, it's time to get things going, and that's what we're going to do. As the press box is jumping around as everybody hears as we get ready for some football tonight. Looking forward to it. So now to kick the ball off for the Falcons will be, want to make sure, shout him out, Zaire Fisher, who's going to put the ball in play for the Falcons this evening. Zaire Fisher, he also moonlights as a cornerback at time and can be an outstanding player. Falcons going to kick the ball from the 40-yard line, and Blackwell has two returners standing in at the 10-yard line. And the kick is away. And the ball's going to be fielded. No, it's not. Let the ball roll around the ground. It's finally picked up. The Falcon defense is there to corral the runner. Mishandled there. They got the ball out to the, looks like about the 12-yard line. Little trouble there on the return there, Max. And, that ball's kind of funny. When it's kicked in the air, it's oblong-shaped, and when it hits the ground, it does a lot of silly things.
Oh, absolutely. And they better stay on top of that. The Millwood defense was definitely there for that. They'll take it from them. They will take it.
Yeah, they have no problem in doing that. They take early Christmas gifts around here. All right, set to go now. 1st and 10 for Blackwell. Their quarterback looks to be Kevin Rios. Low snap on the ground, and then Rios has to fall on it. And he falls on it, which will be inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Loss on the play there, not something that they were looking for.
Yeah, that was a tough play. They're having some tough breaks at this point, and that Millwood defense looks like they are amped and ready to go.
The ball is now back at the 9-yard line. 2nd down and what will be about 14. They're going to throw the ball to the outside, and the pass is nearly intercepted. Good job there on that play by Chaz Doolin. So it's going to be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, that was a great play there. He was ready for it. He read the quarterback the whole way.
So 3rd down and long now going for what we will be the Maroons. Officially left 11:19 to go in the first quarter of tonight's contest. Shotgun formation. We've got 3 receivers close tight to the formation. Low snap, and Blackwell's going to put it in play. Going to try and throw it deep. Rolling across. Rios has a receiver, and that ball was knocked down. It looks like that might have been William Mays.
Yeah, it was William Mays on that play. That was a great reaction by them. They're causing all kind of fits for the quarterback back there. He had very little time and happy feet. That's what you're going to get right there. So they're going to be punting from their end zone right now.
So 4th down and 13 to go. And going to kick the ball away. And it's going to be fielded at the 45-yard line. Trying to come around the formation. There's a flag on the play as Xavier Thompson returns the ball all the way down inside the 15-yard line. And it's a beautiful return if it stands, but we got a flag back here. Looks like it's going to be blocked in the back, way back here at the 43-yard line.
Well, he didn't really need that block. He was way past that at that point. He turned the Jets on. They could have just let that one go.
So we'll see here, and they're going to, looks like they're going to mark off the return and spot the foul here for block in the back. So the kick or the punt is away, and again, Thompson's going to get the ball, and they're going to say the foul occurred right around the 43-yard line. So that is where that is. And so now, following the penalty, the ball will move back to the Falcon 48-yard line. Ball snapped. And throwing the ball across the formation. Nice catch there on the play by, looks like Buford, Tyshawn Buford with the reception there. Going to get a Falcon first down if they're going to say that.
Falcon first down and 10.
Moving the ball out to the 42-yard line.
It's a big old pork and dreams first down.
4 receivers, trips to the right side. And now calling the inside slot receiver in motion, outside slot receiver in motion, going to swing it back out to him in space. And this time, the defense and tackling is optional on that play for the Maroons. They were not able to bring it down. Going to take the ball inside the 30-yard line or down to the 29-yard line. It's going to be another Falcon first down.
Yeah, that was number 16 on that play. Watson.
So, again, Falcons moving the ball and moving the ball well. So, 1st and 10 now. Ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line. 3 receivers, twins to the left. And now CJ is going to swing it out to the flats.
That's Ricky Hunt.
Ricky Hunt in the middle of the field. Ricky Hunt dances, spins inside, and fights his way down to the goal line. So it's going to be Ricky Hunt, 1st and goal. Falcons ball inside the 5-yard line at about the 3-yard line.
There was some really good blocking, blowing those guys off the blocks there on that play. Ricky just read it, open field. You know what he can do with it.
Oh, yeah. Ricky Hunt has no problem in knowing what to do with the ball once he gets the ball there at that time. So the ball, this drive initially started at the 48-yard line, and within 3 plays, the Falcons have got it down. Now they've got 3 backs in the backfield, powering it in, and Ricky Hunt walks it in for a Falcon touchdown as Ricky Hunt gets it into the end zone for a touchdown. What a job, what a drive there by Ricky Hunt and the Falcon offense.
That was an excellent job there by the offensive line, protecting the quarterback, plenty protection on the play and opening holes for Ricky. And it was a rare look right there. He had C.J. Turnbull under center. They're going to have to do a little bit more of that with the weather going to be a factor down the road.
So Ricky Hunt in the wild Falcon play right now. Looks over, gets the play changed. And they're ready to snap this ball. Ball is snapped, and Ricky Hunt jump pass into the end zone, and are they saying the 2-point is good? And they're saying it is at the very back of the end zone. Nice job by Ricky Hunt, and the Falcons put 8 up on the board. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health of St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to listen to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
And we are back here at the Good. The Falcons score on what will be a 48-yard touchdown drive, capped off by Ricky Hunt Jr., and then Cato Sumbath catching the 2-point conversion into the end zone. Ball's going to be fielded at the 15-yard line by the Maroons and returned out to beyond the 25-yard line. That scoring recap was brought to you by A-Plus Lawn Service, offering a weed killer special for $49 for a standard home lot, front and back. Call Milo today, 405-767-3382. So, Max, what was your biggest takeaway from that Falcon possession on the opening drive?
My biggest takeaway is that they're focused. I mean, everything came out to precision blocking and great pass protection, and they're fired up. So we'll see more here as the defense goes to work.
All right, defense back out as we get ready for the next play. So we've got 4 receivers, trips to the right side. Kind of ball is snapped, and they're going to give the ball up the middle to Rios, and Rios can't find anything. He's going to lose a yard on that play. Second down, another great job by the Falcon defense.
Yes, the Falcon defense is fired up, and they're staying disciplined. They don't look like they're overexcited about this. They're staying in their gaps, so they're going to make it tough for Blackwell tonight.
All right, so the Maroons are staring down a second down of what will be at 11 yards. So, again, tremendous job, tremendous play there. Falcons getting first downs any way they can on that offensive possession. Now see if they can get off the field. So we got 3 receivers now. Single back, 1 back in the backfield. Rios calling for it. The Falcons showing blitz. Rios looking for space. He's going to throw it to the outside. Too much pepper on that. Pass is incomplete, so it's going to end up being 3rd down.
Well, that was a little bit of a miscommunication, looked like, between the wide receiver and the quarterback there. I mean, he had plenty room and space there to get it to him, and he didn't appear to be under too much pressure, but just a little miscommunication.
So the Falcons, 3rd down and 11, a chance to get off the field, and this is what you want to see. It is 8:43 to go in the first quarter. 8-0 is the score. Here come the Maroons in a traditional huddle. They're not in any hurry. So again, 4 receivers, trips to the right side, single back. Ball the snap. Rios drops back in the pocket, rolls to the right side of the field, throws it into the flats, and the pass is nearly intercepted. Several Falcons had a bead on it, Max, but they weren't able to intercept that pass there.
No, but that was some great defense. They're staying in their spaces where they need to be, and they're reacting to the ball as an 8-1 team should. They are reacting to the ball greatly.
So following that, we've got basically 3 and out here. Standing back at the 40-yard line, we have Xavier Thompson. Kick is away, and Xavier is going to have to drift back. It goes over his head with that wind blowing. It's bouncing inside the 10. He can't barely get it. Finally scoops it up at about the 9. Xavier making something good happen in a bad situation. He dances to the 25-yard line, fights his way to the 30. He's still on his feet, fighting ahead, moving the pile out to the 31 to 36-yard line. What a job by Xavier Thompson, turning a situation. Ball goes over his head, Max. He finds a way to make something good happen there.
Man, this guy is incredible. He reminds me of so many players in the NFL that have that ability to just make something out of nothing. I mean, to get the ball back inside the 10 and bring it out to the 35 in traffic, phenomenal.
Yeah, it really was a phenomenal possession on that play there. So now the Falcons go back to work. CJ in shotgun formation. He's got Ricky Hunt standing in his hip pocket to his left. Coming across and going to get the ball in the middle on that jet sweep play. And the Blackwell Maroons read that play well. Tackle made on that play by number 7, James Tripp.
Well, you know, they were ready for that. They stayed disciplined right there at the line of scrimmage and just let the play come to them. Millwood's going to have to impose their will just a little bit more for that to work or wear these guys down.
All right, now going to work now. So we've got 3 receivers, twins to the left.
They're running a tight end as well.
Ball is snapped, and he drops back. CJ does look left. He's looking left, going to throw in the middle of the field as a receiver wide open. And it looks like that's going to be caught.
Right,
Iverson McElwee, the tight end, making a reception in Blackwell territory. Going to put the ball inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. First down, Falcons.
That was a great pattern he ran, and that's what they need to do. They're going to need that kind of play in the playoffs down the road to shore up their offense, their strength in the offense. Great play.
So, going to work again. First down and 10. We got 4 receivers. Make that 3 receivers. And Dylan Daniels comes across the formation. They're going to give the ball to Ricky Hunt in the middle of the field. And Ricky Hunt takes the ball inside the 30 down to what will be looks like the 27-yard line. It will be a Falcon first down.
That is some impressive running there. They're just going with their strengths, and it's working. And this is what we're talking about pregame. Just do it. Just play Millwood Falcon football and let the rest come to it. And that's what they're doing.
Going to work again. So we've got CJ in shotgun formation. Ricky Hunt to his right. In his hip pocket, 3 receivers. Going to fake it. Going to swing it out to Xavier Thompson. He gets it at the 31. He's at the 25. Spins off 1. He's at the 20. Inside the 15-yard line, fighting ahead. Xavier being trucked to get down. He's going to be brought down inside the 15-yard line. It will be another Falcon first down, which will be at the 13-yard line.
Again, incredible run there by Xavier. This guy is something special. I mean, like you said, super sophomore here with no more diaper dandy for him at all.
No, super sophomore indeed.
Definitely matured into one heck of a
Does that make you a jumping junior if you were a super sophomore?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we'll have to do that, or we'll have to come up with another expression for that when we get there. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers split. Iverson McElwee lining up a tight end on the right with 10 seconds on the play clock. 6:17 to go. Falcons up 8-0, looking for more. Turnbull looking for it. He's going to hand back. Going to put the ball in the hands. This time a big Meach. Meach hammers his way down close to the goal line. They're going to say he got start. Or they're going to say touchdown. Touchdown. Big Meach. The side judge robbed me of that play call at that moment. He didn't put his arms up.
No, he did not.
So it's 14-0.
That was a wonderfully executed play, and that's what you want to see out of Miko coming off of a knee injury. He's gotten stronger. Again, one of these players that from the beginning to now has just gotten stronger and stronger and will have to be dealt with in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, timeout appears to have been called on the field, waiting for the 2-point conversion here. So we're going to stay here, but the Falcons with 2 possessions max, 2 touchdowns has been extremely impressive. This timeout is brought to you by OKC CBS Sports Radio 105.3. Have you listened to Myron Patton? How about Jay Swick? You like him. You liked him on the Morning Rush. Then you can check out James Hale in the afternoon, PJ Mills, and we've got Blue basketball and Kansas City Chiefs basketball. Not basketball, but Kansas City Chiefs football. Although I've heard Patrick Mahomes has a great 3-point shot.
Yeah, they say he does. I believe it. He's an athlete.
So, what's your thoughts on how the Falcons have just been able to move the ball and get everything that they want?
Well, listen, I'm thoroughly pleased and impressed. We're talking about absolute balance. I mean, in this drive alone, it was run. You had 5 runs and 1 pass, all executed very well. The way they used the tight end that time opened up the defense for Ricky again and for Miko to do whatever they wanted to do. And then you've got Xavier who's just making them play on the outside. So it's looking good. CJ Turnbull's having a really good night tonight, and I expect more.
4 receivers now. Trips to the right side. Ricky Hunt in the Wild Falcon formation. They got 15 seconds to call it this time. Falcons... And it was, I do believe, an official's timeout, or at least no timeout's been taken off the board. But Ricky Hunt is going to take it in, and the 2-point conversion is true as Ricky Hunt takes it in for the 2-point conversion. So it works for Ricky Hunt, and the Falcons now lead 16-0. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a second. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
so I keep to myself.
64 yards and a touchdown. We got one for Big Meek and one passing touchdown reception by Ricky Hunt Jr. So off tonight, the Falcon offense has been vertical. They've been getting it done on the ground game. The only way they haven't scored yet is sideways, and that might see that before the night's over, Max.
Well, they're trying with Xavier to get him on the outside, so it's just a matter of time with him.
That scoring recap brought to you by A-Plus Lawn Service. Give Milo a call, 405-767-3382. Ball's kicked off and received at the 15-yard line, returned to the 20. And before a big hit comes through, laying wood at the Millwood tonight. Ball to the 20-yard line. He probably should have stayed at the 15.
You know, I would have taken a knee. I mean, he was swarmed by 4 Falcons right there on the spot. And they're getting down. They're not. I'm happy with the kicks that they're doing. They are actually kicking the ball off, and they're not out kicking their coverage. They're getting down there. They're going to need that in the playoffs.
All right, so first down and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Maroons. And the Maroons so far have not had too much to talk about when it comes to total offense on the night. So far, you're talking about -4 yards of total offense right now. So they're going to try and run the ball and can't turn the corner. Number 22 is the ball carrier. That is Lane Looper. And Looper doesn't get too much. I think they let him get back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, they're going to say a loss of 4 back to the 16-yard line.
Well, they don't need to go backwards. This Falcon defense is way too active, and they need shorter down.
And then I got the broadcasters jinx. I said they had -4. Now they're at -8 for total offense in the first quarter. That's called broadcasters jinx. 4 receivers, 2 receivers split on either side, and we've got Rios in shotgun. He's going to step back. He looks right, fires right, and that pass is caught, but it's out of bounds. Looks like on the reception there was Nicholas flying out, but incomplete pass, so it's going to be 3rd down.
Well, the concept of the play was good. They just on the short side of the field, and they're spacing. The wide receiver there was a little bit too close. He had plenty of room. He should be giving his quarterback a better target.
It appears Brett Parker's attempt here is to try and attack the edges of the Falcons, and to me, you got to attack the Falcons head on. Getting to the edges, the Falcons are just too fast.
Oh, absolutely.
4 receivers, 2 receivers split. Rios is going to put pressure up, going to fire a pass deep down the field, and pass is incomplete. Intended that time for number 3, Zayden Frederick, so it's going to be a pass as 4th down. And, you know, if he was throwing it to a spot, Rios was, he's, okay, the technique that he's using is back feet and high. Mm-hmm. His release is vertical.
Right.
So the throws gets a lot of air underneath it, Max, but it doesn't lead to an accurate pass.
Right.
Especially on his deep ball so far.
Well, like you're saying, you have some wind here, and if you're not spinning that ball tight, you know, it's going to get affected by it.
All right, the punt is away, and this time, wisely, it's rolling down the numbers. It's going to roll out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. And that's one way to keep it safe because Xavier knows what to do with that if he picks it up.
I wouldn't kick it to him, and I'm pretty bold, but I wouldn't punt it to him at all.
Okay, so go ahead.
Looks like they're starting up from their 32-yard line.
32 from the Blackwell 32-yard line is where the Falcons.
Well, they're on the Falcons 32.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's an important detail.
Next time we talk about 32, it'll be on that side.
So
here we go.
Ball is snapped. This time CJ feeling pressure is going to roll to the outside. Fires the ball deep down the field. And good job on the defense there by Zayden Frederick. He got in front of Xavier Thompson so he couldn't see where the ball was. And that kind of saved it from being a huge pass, and that's C.J. Turnbull's first missed pass tonight.
You know, and C.J. had real estate in front of him. I was really shocked that he didn't just show him that world-class speed and pick up some yards. He had space in front of him. They were so worried about where he was going to throw the ball.
Receivers are so excited about, you know, a quarterback that won't give up on a play. 4 receivers. The Falcons are going to give it to Ricky Hunt. Ricky Hunt dances and then runs into a pile of Maroons there. He may get 2 yards on the play, 3rd down and long.
Well, this is what you all have been saying all year long, and I agree 100%. This is what I want to see, a sustainable drive. This is what's going to be the meat and potatoes in the playoffs, and this is where the rubber's going to meet the road and all those other cliches. But they need a sustainable drive, and it should start right here.
So Ricky Hunt with the last carry, and he's going to say he takes it out to the 35-yard line, so a gain of 2. CJ's going to fire it deep in the middle of the field in triple coverage. Not the best decision there. There were several Maroons hanging around, including Kevin Rios there. The pass is incomplete and 4th down. So the Falcons that time did a pass-run-pass situation there, and we didn't see them get a first down on this drive here.
No, and that's odd. They've got over 10 first downs at this point. A little shocked that they didn't go into a sustainable drive at this point. I mean, it's clear they have their way a little bit with the other team there.
All right, ball is snapped. Kick is away. It's a high kick, and the wind just batted that thing down. It's going to go out of bounds, and William Mays fields it, which will be at he keeps walking to the 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Maroons, who will have their best field position of the night with 4:07 to go in the first quarter.
Well, I think the wind held that up, and they're going to reap the benefits of it. So let's see what Blackwell can do. Hopefully Blackwell can get in the end zone, do something here. That'd be nice.
I mean, put together a drive of some kind. You want to see a team play. You want to see a team fight to the end, and that's what you want, good football. So the ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Tonight's game being brought to you by SSM Health, St. Anthony, and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. Coming to the line right now, 3 receivers, twins to the left, pistol formation for Rios. Ball snapped, and Rios is going to put it in the belly. And nice run right there at first by Lane Looper. Looper at least attacked the center of that Falcon defense. So trying not to hit the edge is a good thing. He's just not going to get – I think they may give him a gain of 1 out to the 45-yard line.
Well, that was a hard gain of 1, but running at Carlos Strong and the 51 number, Mr. Johnson over there, that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, there's not much space to operate. So we're looking now at 2nd down and 9, 3:28 to go. So 2nd down and 9, 3 receivers, twins to the left. And we've got Rios sitting at the 40-yard line. Ball snapped, but Rios gets it. Tries to do a little zone read play because the ball was so low late getting there. He had to move out of position to get it. He really couldn't do very much with it.
Well, to reiterate what you said earlier, they're so fast. Millwood is so fast and disciplined on defense. You're strong in the middle and fast on the edges and fast in that second level. If you don't make it happen quickly, they're just going to swarm you.
So that's a loss of a yard, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10, and you're right. You have to do quick hit. Anything, I'm a old school football guy. I don't believe in doing zone read plays from when you're 5 yards deep against an extremely fast defense. 3 receivers. Inside slot receiver comes in motion across the formation. And he's going to fire it across the middle of the field. Had a receiver there, but again, when Kevin Rios throws the ball, he has an arm, but he's not, his shoulder is up and his release is high, which means the throws that he makes are either high or get a lot of air up underneath it. It's not easy for the young man to complete a pass. He's going to need to work on technique because he's got these small windows, and the pass is just not accurately getting into those situations right now.
Well, he's losing velocity on those passes, and it's showing. They had a fumble.
Bad snap, and they're going to throw it, try to get something going there. At least the punter had the wherewithal. Zayden Frederick, who had a low snap punt, he got it, knew he couldn't kick it, but had the presence of mind to flick the ball over to Lane Looper, but Looper wasn't able to do very much with it, as he's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line, so they're going to lose more on that drive than they gain. Turnover on downs, 1st and 10 Falcons, from the Blackwell 40-yard line.
You know, as bad as it seems, I'd take that over kicking it to Xavier.
Well,
I wouldn't kick it to Xavier. I'll take that play.
3 receivers for the Falcons, twins to the right. Ball's going to hand off in the middle, and Big Meech rumbling inside the 30, powering to the 20. He's still on his feet down to the 15. He's spinning, and they're going to take several Maroons to bring him down to the 10-yard line. What a run as he engaged the power key, shifted down, Max, and took it all the way inside the 15 to a first down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he put that in four-wheel drive there, man. He was pulling people, dragging people, running over people. That's what you want out of Miko. That is, as you say, Big Meech. That's what you want to see.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Two backs in the backfield with 3 receivers, twins to the right. 97 seconds to go in the first. Ball is snapped, and they're going to swing it to the outside and trying to get some work done and taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. So Dylan Daniels gets into the end zone for the Falcons, and now they're up 22.
That was phenomenal. I mean, you just can't do anything about it. You'd like to see a sustainable drive. Well, that's what Millwood's sustainable drives look like.
Very quick action. Swing left, swing right, power game. A little bit of everything we're seeing from the Falcons tonight. So now Ricky Hunt going to run the Wild Falcon. 15 seconds on the play clock. Four receivers, trips to the right, and Ricky Hunt's rolling right. He's going to fling it over the middle, and the pass is going to be caught for the 2-point conversion to Big Meech, who slipped out of the backfield to catch it.
I don't think Holden. I don't think Blackwell knew exactly where it was going, but that was great execution there. That was a great drive
by the Falcons. It surely was. Hey, let's take a break. We'll come back in just a minute. You're listening to Millwood Falcon football. They're up 24-0. We'll be right back.
Heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Welcome back. Millwood Falcon football being brought to you tonight by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health. Time for A+ Long Service Drive recap. Get that weed killer special for $49. There's plenty of rain coming up this weekend. If you get it, it'll help that lawn for next year. 405-767-3382. Give Milo a call. 2 plays, 40 yards. That's another touchdown for the Falcons.
What can you say?
24-0. Kick is away. Low squib kick is going to be fielded at the 29-yard line. Coming up the field is Jaden's Tripp. And Tripp is going to be brought down beyond the 40-yard line. We're going to say he's marked down at the 41, first attempt from that spot.
Well, that's good field position. And he had a lot of energy on that run back. Let's see if it fires these guys up. I do like the body language and have to tip my hat to Blackwell. They still have energy, and their body language says that they still want to compete. So I have to tip my hat to them.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it. When you have not won a game in a while, and you got to go all the way to the beginning of the year where they're in the opposite situation as Millwood. Millwood's won 8 straight. They've lost 8 straight.
Yes.
And as a coach, you just want to see the kids compete and have a good time tonight. 3 receivers. Make that 4 receivers. Trips to the right side. Rios going to turn the corner, and I think he slipped.
Yeah, it looked like he did.
Down to the 40-yard line. Going to lose 2 yards on the play. That surely couldn't have been the play call. He turned the corner and just his cleats just went straight to the ground.
Well, you know, one of the things that I'm seeing with Blackwell, I would like to see them stop running to that short side They need to use all this field over here to try to stretch the defense out.
So
they create some lanes.
The ball's on the right hash mark. You're saying use the wide side of the field instead of using the short side to give yourself more space to operate.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense is just too stout to be giving them a short area to cover.
4 receivers, trips to the right side. Ball snap. Rios is going to step back and throw it. He does a double move to the outside, and what a good throw, what a good catch to the outside by James Tripp. James Tripp is going to catch the ball in Falcon territory, and for the first time tonight, we get to say a Maroon first down at the 43-yard line.
Absolutely. That's good. Like I said, their body language is showing that they want to compete, and that's what they're doing. I expect to see more.
All right, going to work. The ball at the Falcon 43-yard line. It's the first time they've been in plus territory tonight with 16 seconds on the play clock. See if they get another play off. We end up with 3 receivers, make that 4 receivers, 7 seconds on the clock. And it looks like Rios is going to be willing to let this clock run down. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is the final play of the first quarter. The Maroons look like they're working on something. We'll see what the Falcon defense chooses to do when we get back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Hello.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
450-100. That's 405-424-50-100. Heritage Funeral Home. What did you think of the first quarter of tonight's contest, Max?
Well, when you score 3 out of your 4 possessions, that's great. I think they're on their way. They're focused. And it's just what we wanted to see tonight.
All right, Rios tries to get to the outside again. And he's running more east and west, which allows the Falcon defense to pursue north and south. So he's going to lose a couple of yards on that play. Going to be brought down back to the 45-yard line.
How'd you feel about that first quarter?
Well, when I look at how this is going, you want constant pressure from the defense. You want relentless play and people lining up where they're supposed to. And the Falcons are doing a great job of lining up, making great open field tackles. You don't want to give them any breathing room. So every time that they're in your territory, you want to get it in the habit of saying no and shutting them down, and that's what they're doing right now. Falcons now second down and 12. And looks like a timeout has been called on the field here by Blackwell. This is a CBS Sports Radio timeout. Have you checked out the morning show, The Morning Rush with Jay Swick, D. Wright, and then you come around with a little bit of Myron Patton. No one gets more real than Myron Patton. Then the afternoon, everything sooner you need to know. James Hale will bring it to you. And then in the evening, P.J. Mills will tell you what's going on. That's CBS Sports Radio, also the home of Oklahoma City G League basketball with the Oklahoma City Blue, and NFL football with the Kansas City Chiefs. Local football rides there at OKC CBS Sports Radio 105.3 HD1. So, Max, when we look at all the energy, the Falcons have done a great job of maintaining their focus, maintaining their poise, and it's still early in the game, and I see them substituting some other players in early in this game, and I think it's just good to see them do this.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, they are focused. They look like they're prepared for the playoffs. And this is what we want to see. Great execution, and they're doing a darn good job of it.
3 receivers going to flick the ball to the middle of the field, and once again, a nice catch. Tripp with the reception, and he's moving the pile a little bit. The officials are going to rule him down inside the 35-yard line. It's going to be close to another first down, and now it appears that Kevin Rios has calmed down a little bit as they're going to bring the ball down to the 33 for a first down. So looks like they're settling in a little bit here, Max.
Well,
gain of 12 on that play.
You mentioned his throwing motion. Well, now they have the wind behind him. So, it's going to keep the velocity on the ball a little bit more. He was throwing into the wind. Like he says, motion was not really good, conducive for throwing into the wind. They wanted the wind with them. That's why they let the time run out in the second quarter.
All right, Rios going to be brought down to the backfield by Carlos Strong, and the super senior gets back there and bring Rios down. He's a little slow getting up that time. He took a shot, but Carlos Strong comes off that. Wherever he lines up, whether it's in the middle of D tackle or D end, he comes with relentless speed. He's going to drop him for a loss of 1 on the play, tackle for a loss back to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play by Carlos, and we're used to seeing that from him, and they're going to need him. They're going to need him, and he's definitely showing, leading by example.
Carlos Strong is playing up to his name as he often does, so strong on that line. So we've got 3 receivers, twins to the left for Rios. Falcons showing blitz, and they're going to throw another crossing route low, and that pass is going to be ruled incomplete. James Tripp thought he caught it, but nonetheless, they're saying pass incomplete. 3rd down and 11 now. Well, officially 9:48 to go before the end of the first half.
Well, they've got to watch their spacing once again. We talked about that before. He probably thought he was in the field of play, but got to be careful.
Now, doing work right now. 3rd down and 11.
Look like they're going with a.
So we've got 4 receivers, trips to the left side of the field.
A 3-man front on the defense. Look like a dime package, and that's 3-4.
Ball snap. Rio's going to put it up. He looks left, going to fire it. Being chased, lets it go, and ends up letting it go out of bounds. Being pursued on the outside there by number 61, Kylan Searles, was coming with the juice and almost getting to Rios on that play. Pass incomplete, 4th down. It looks like, Max, that Brent Parker is keeping his offense on the field, and what do you have to lose in this situation?
Nothing. I mean, they might as well go for broke. They need, whatever they get out of this, they can still take some positives from this. They just can't take a loss on this. But why
4th
not?
down. No, 4th down. Yeah, 4th down. You already got them backed up. That's something that you're going to consider doing. Now, the Falcons have made substitutions now. Iverson McElwee is conferring with the defense what he wants done. Everybody's lining up correctly. The Falcons are now showing blitz. Rios drops in the pocket, going to roll to the outside, throw it, and the pass is going to be caught. And not being able to get the first down with the reception. James Tripp is going to get there, taking the ball inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. Turnover on downs. Falcon football after a gain of 7.
It was still a positive play. I mean, they needed more yards, but the defense wouldn't allow it. They changed up to a really strong 3-4 defense. Those linebackers on that second tier, they are causing problems.
And yes, they dropped 2 high safeties in the back, so which means everything was kept in front of them, which let the Falcons get an easy catch the short pass, tackle you in space, turnover on downs. 4 receivers this time, going to flick it to the outside. Xavier Thompson has it at the 30, turns the corner at the 40, he's at the 50, he's at the 40, he's at the 30, he's at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Falcons. Xavier Thompson catches it on the wide receiver screen play and takes it to the house. Oh my, did that young man take off with the Jets there. What a pass, what a play, what a read, what a call.
Like I said, I would not want to punt to him or kick to him. He just showed you why. He can hit that outside corner and shift gears at the same time. And then once he hits that last gear, if you got any space, he keeps those shoulders tight. You can't touch him.
73-yard touchdown play there, Max. Hey, and Ricky Hunt Jr. in the Wild Falcon right now gets a call from the secondary. 17 seconds on the play clock, 9:21 to go in the first half.
What a play.
Ricky Hunt looking over the defense. The defense looks like they're coming. Ricky Hunt's going to throw it across the formation in the back of the end zone. And the 2-point conversion is good in the back of the end zone. Trying to see who made that reception. Is that Daniels again?
It looks like it. Yes, it is.
Dylan Daniels with a 2-point conversion catch. Ricky Hunt's firing them out, handing them out like Halloween candy. Thought Halloween was over, but Ricky Hunt says, no. There's still candy and treats for everybody.
Absolutely.
The Falcons extend the lead now to 32-0. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in action, helping you get back in action.
All right, we are back. The Falcons score on a one-play, 73-yard pass play from CJ to Xavier Thompson, the Playmaker. And that's what I'm thinking. His name is going to have to be the Playmaker.
That's it.
Either that or instant offense, whatever you want to call it.
I like the Playmaker.
All right.
I like it.
So the kick is away. Short kick is going to be fielded and then downed by Nicholas flying out. So it's going to move the ball at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 from that spot. And that's where it will be. And that was not Zaire Fisher kicking it there on that play. It looks like it was number 35 with the kick for the Falcons on that one. That looks to be Garon Butler.
Yeah, senior.
So seniors all getting some love tonight. So Mr. Butler getting his number called. So here we go. 4 receivers, trips to the left side for Rios. Rios, miscommunication, busted play, but positive yardage for Rios. He at least got to hit somebody else. Somebody else wasn't hitting him. So he takes the ball beyond the 35 out to what will be the 37-yard line, gain of 2. So far, I know I was talking about the great play tonight of CJ. And on the night, CJ Turnbull, 7 for 9 for 182 yards and 3 touchdowns so far.
That's great game management right there. And he's doing a heck of a job.
2nd down and 8, 3 receivers, twins to the right side. 6 seconds on the play clock, low snap, Rios has it. Going to fire across the formation, and this time, that slant route that they've been running several times to James Tripp is incomplete. And I'm going to tell you this now, the Falcons are starting to hone in on that formation, Max. Someone's going to pick that off. He's lining up in the slot. The linebacker is forcing him inside.
Right.
What's going to happen is the linebacker's going to line up inside.
He's going to jump the route.
I just assume McElwee or William May, somebody's going to intercept that pass. 4 receivers now on 3rd down and what will be 8 yards to go. Ball snap. Rios is going to put it in play. Throws over the top, and a good catch again by James Tripp. As the Falcons were in a version of a cover 2, he threw it in the zone between the safety and the quarterback, and it's going to end up being a 1st down for Blackwell. Blackwell showing signs, but can they string it together to lead to points?
Well, you know what? This should lift them up because they're playing one of the top defenses in this district. And the quarterback this time didn't wait. It was a perfectly timed pass. He threw the thing on time and didn't give the defense a chance to close in on that spot, and the wide receiver found a dead spot in his zone.
1st and 10 now. 4 receivers, trips to the right side, left side this time. Ball snap. Rio's going to roll to the left, throwing from the numbers, and that pass is going to be complete. Falcons are starting to drop back in more zone coverage, and now Skylar Landwheeler is going to get another 1st down for them as they move the ball closer to the 30-yard line. The officials say it's going to be a 1st down at the 32. Gain of 11 on that last play.
Well, they're finding their rhythm. And like you said, with Millwood playing the zones, there's those little open holes in there, and if you attack them right away,
you can find it.
Exactly.
But that's the only way. Now, again, the Falcons are substituting a lot of players. They're not a lot of – everybody's getting some chances to run tonight. So Rios again on another busted play. He's going to get a gain of 2 down to the 30-yard line. So, again, busted play because he's looking for the running back to be in a different spot than what they were. But nonetheless, he pulls it down and gets a gain of 2, setting up second down at what will be they're going to say not a gain of 2. They're going to say a gain of 1. So down to the 31-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
So second down and 9. After I worked so hard to say it was a gain of 2, they just walked the ball back.
Yeah.
5:33 to go, 15-0, 32-0 is the score.
They're not listening to us at all.
So going to work right now. 4 receivers. Inside slot receiver comes in motion, and now Rios is a little late on a delayed handoff, and I don't know how many Falcons come flying back there, but a lot of them were there. That would have been a flock of Falcons going to bring him down for a loss. They're going to spot the ball now. It looks like maybe the 33-yard line, loss of 2.
They lost some significant yards on that. They did not need to run that play right there. I mean, they've been having some success.
I really don't think, Max, the intent was. I think it was supposed to be a delayed handoff.
Mm-hmm.
But again, when you're in shotgun and you got Falcons going downhill, it's effective for them to really attack. And here they go again. And now meeting Rios at the apex, and down he goes on the snap. I mean, there was at least 3 Falcons there. Miko Levine was there. Also, number 51 for there, Jordan Johnson again.
And Iverson McElwee was in on that.
I'm going to credit Jordan Johnson with the sack. That hurt me, and I'm at the box. I'm safe. That was a loss of 8 on the play out to the 41-yard line. Yikes. I mean,
I don't know what they read or what they saw, but they feel.
No, all he saw was gray and blue jersey. That's what he saw.
They jumped those gaps right away and put the pressure on him.
So 4th down and 19. Ball now at the 41-yard line. They're going to go for it. 4 receivers. Trips to the left side. Ball snap. Rios is going to put it up. He's got to get it across the middle of the formation. And that pass is incomplete, intended for the receiver, Zayden Frederick, but he never looked for the ball. Ricky Hunt did, and Ricky Hunt couldn't catch it that time, which doesn't happen too often. So turnover on down, so 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Now, the one thing I'm going to point out here is the Falcons have been just dominant. Blackwell's hit them here and there, chipped away at a little something, but nothing really going on.
Yeah, it seems like once they get around the 35-yard line, they stall out. They should have kept calling the same type of plays they were calling.
3 minutes to go. We got 3 receivers. Twins to the right side, make that 4 receivers. 2 receivers split. And now CJ's going to fling it out to the outside. It looks like to the playmaker. And the playmaker. Is that Xavier again there, Max?
Yes, it is.
Xavier's going to take it down to what will be the 37-yard line of Blackwell. What another throw and catch. CJ trying to get over 200 yards passing in the first half of this.
Looks like it's coming back. I believe there's a flag on the play because everyone's walking backwards here.
I did not see it, so I got caught that time. Got caught in the excitement. There's a penalty on the play. So it looks like illegal formation was the call. Going to move the ball back to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think one of the wide receivers was off the line of scrimmage before.
So it's going to move the ball back to the 36-yard line.
And that was just a bad throw by C.J. Turnbull. He's trying to get it out to the playmaker here and threw it down kind of into the ground.
See, what I like about CJ is he's determined. He's determined to make that connection. The pass was intended for Xavier Thompson. Pass is incomplete. And he's, at this point in the season, freshmen are really sophomores, and he's going to have to be very sharp going into the playoffs here. And the playoffs will begin here at the Good next Friday night. So you want to make sure you're listening for updates right here on Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140. Now going to work right up the middle of the field. That's Ricky. I like that. He drove the car ahead 10 yards, then he turned the car in reverse and backed up for another 5.
He can prove it. He can do it either way.
He says, I can do it any way you want. Taking the ball to the 49-yard line. Ricky Hunt has not had to be that, push the mark too much tonight. The Falcons are rolling just nicely. 3rd down and what will be 2 yards.
Well,
under a minute to go, 16 seconds on the play clock. 4 receivers, 2 receivers split. 10 seconds on the play clock. Go ahead, Max.
No, this is what you want to see, a balanced attack from everyone, because they're going to need it from everyone.
And the playmaker. No, that's not Playmaker. That is
Cyril
Sunbath, who takes it down inside the 30-yard line, down to the 29-yard line on the jet sweep play.
That was a really powerful run. That young man's got some jets on him as well. Millwood's full of speed.
Yes, they are. Taking the ball inside the 30-yard line. They're going to spot the ball at the 29.
Yep.
It's a gain of 20 yards on the play. And this will be the final play of the first half of football.
Well, it looked like they wanted to get that one off and just didn't. They let the clock get away from them.
They did, but I don't know how much the coaching staff really wanted to force that issue there.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the first half here, it is 32-0. We'll come back with the Langston University halftime report. That's coming up next. Want to thank all our sponsors. Parish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Guaranteed Rate ROTC, First Security Bank, Heritage Funeral Home, A+ Lawn Service, the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, Super Prep, David Threet's Hair Care Cafe, Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lamour's Family First DUI School. This is Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Hello, this is Vicki Behenna, asking for your vote for Oklahoma County District Attorney. I've been a prosecutor, and I was on the team that brought Timothy McVeigh to justice. I've been a defense lawyer, fighting to get the wrongfully convicted people out of jail. I'm a mom who had a son go through the criminal legal system. I'm Vicki Behenna, and nobody has this 360-degree view of the criminal justice system like I have. I'm humbly asking for your vote this Tuesday, November 8th. Thank you. Paid for by Friends of Vicki Behenna for DA. Please vote Tuesday.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Oklahoma City. Yes, sir. Loves Travel Stop and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms. With our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program, each month a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to theblackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
Do you have college hours but haven't obtained your college degree? Finish the process. Get your degree at Langston University OKC campus. Langston University OKC campus with Reach Higher specializes in giving you that second chance to finish your degree. You can keep your normal routine, maintain your normal work hours, and still have time for your family. Langston University OKC offers online and on-campus class options that can accommodate your schedule. Learn more by going online at www.langston.edu or call 405-530-7536. That's 530-7536 for Langston University OKC campus.
The Langston Lions were stunned by the Wildcats of Louisiana Christian by the score of 39-14. The Lion offense struggled and the defense wore down as the Cats pounded the Langston defense for 311 yards rushing. Head coach Quentin Morgan said the team was flat.
Oh, we started off a little flat. It kind of carried over. That's one thing that you can't do at this late in the year is come out flat. So it's just, we dug a hole and we just had a tough time getting up out of it.
The Lions are 6-2 overall, 5-2 in conference play, and will need to turn the page quickly. Next up, a road test against number 24, the Arizona Christian Firestorm. Tune in this Saturday night. Pregame at 8:30, kickoff at 9 p.m. Langston football is brought to you by McDonald's. It's the Lions versus the Firestorm. Hell's up.
Hello, this is Vicki Behenna, asking for your vote for Oklahoma County District Attorney. I've been a prosecutor, and I was on the team that brought Timothy McVeigh to justice. I've been a defense lawyer, fighting to get the wrongfully convicted people out of jail. I'm a mom who had a son go through the criminal legal system. I'm Vicki Behenna, and nobody has this 360-degree view of the criminal justice system like I have. I'm humbly asking for your vote this Tuesday, November 8th. Thank you. Paid for by Friends of Vicki Behenna for DA. Please vote Tuesday.
KRMP, K221FQ, Oklahoma City. The all-new Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, a Ferry Broadcasting Station.
Welcome back to the Langston University Halftime Report. If you've ever considered becoming a nurse or a physical therapist, you should enroll today at Langston University. LU is one of the leading state universities in producing nurses and physical therapists. Learn more by going online to langston.edu. And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, coming up this Saturday night, you need to stay up late. Turn on your radio because the game will kick off 8:30 pregame, 9 o'clock kickoff here locally as the Langston Lions will take on the Arizona Christian Firestorm. It is their homecoming, I've been told, but I think there is everything in America could possibly go on is going on in Phoenix. I think the Phoenix Suns are playing, the Phoenix the hockey team is playing, and then there is a NASCAR event also going on this coming weekend. So Max, what is your overall take, if you will, on the first half of action of what we've seen?
You know, it's really simple. They're focused. They are executing well. And they're sticking to the game plan. Everything is, they're getting all three phases of their game is working. To just put it in a nutshell.
No, and I would agree with that because, first of all, whenever the Falcons have gotten the ball on special teams, Xavier Thompson has made strides to put the Falcons in favorable position. They've given us a little bit of short field, long field. We've seen all types of scoring. We've seen it from the passing game. We've seen plays in the running games. And the numbers, I think, will reflect it. And right now, if you're watching at home right now, of course, the seniors are being acknowledged on the field right now. And, you know, it has been just a great night of action for the Falcons overall. So with that being said, let's take a look inside it. The Falcons opened up with a plethora of scoring in the first quarter, 24 points. Then they scored only 8 in the second. So you could say they slowed up a little bit if that's what you really want to find something negative about. But when you're up 32-0, you got to be pleased about what you've seen. So when we start looking at some of the numbers, what numbers, I mean, let's talk about the total yardage. How many yards rushing and passing do we have for the Falcons tonight?
Well, for the Falcons, the total yards rushing is 85 yards, and that's the beautiful thing is by committee. It's not all Ricky, it's not all Miko. It's just spread around. And so we've got 85 yards rushing. In the passing, 182 yards. What can you say? C.J. Turnbull his numbers are incredible tonight.
Lighting it up, 7 of 10 for 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that's the type of confidence you want going into next week. You want CJ playing at this level and him seeing the field so well tonight. Now on the Blackwell side of things, the Maroons, it's addition by subtraction. They've got some tough numbers.
Well, it's kind of hard to do it when your first 3 possessions are punt, punt, punt. Your last 2 possessions are turnovers on downs. Even though their last 2 possessions, they had, over 8 plays each drive. But when you're just not having any success, you're eventually going to have those numbers that we're talking about here. 63 yards passing, which is good, but then minus 20 rushing. And that's just due to the Millwood Falcons' stout defense. They're throwing different looks at them, and they're coming at all angles.
Now, Rios has been, he's a young quarterback overall, so it's kind of hard to really, this young guy. He's a sophomore. That's all he is. So he's got some time to learn. He's had some really great throws, some really throws that have missed, been off target. But you've got to say to the Blackwell offense, to me, they're kind of out scheming themselves a little bit here. They're lining up in multiples and spreads, but they're not working those edges. They're working only certain aspects of the spread. When you talk about the spread package or the spread offense's intent, what you're intending to do with the spread offense, and it was supposed to be an equalizer for teams that maybe lack talent in certain areas, because if I spread you out, I have to make you tackle in space. Well, for them, against the Falcons, it's just not working.
No.
And for a majority of the year, it hasn't worked out very well for them, as their record will indicate, because they can't get the ball out there in space, isolate some players. They've got moments. That's all they've had is moments, but they haven't been able to sustain and move things along, Max.
Well, like some of the other schools I've seen this year, what they can do is they can build on it. They have the aptitude to do it. They've had 2 8-play drives. That's rare for that caliber team to do that to Millwood. And those are passes in space and things of that nature. So they have something to build on. If they can just take those things, even a couple of running plays that they had, running directly at Millwood, they were able to pick up a couple of first downs. So there's some good things there that they have to build on for upcoming games and seasons.
When you run spread, you need an offensive line that can block to allow you to get the quick hits. If not, when Millwood is able to go downhill and doesn't have to focus on that, it's the difference between what we saw on the team Hennessy last week, where they made Millwood stop and think. When I'm getting you thinking, then your feet stop moving.
Right.
And while that's happening, I can run stuff past you. I can give you different things. And when Blackwell was running a conventional look, a conventional formation, and you don't do that, Millwood senses it and is able to take advantage of it, and that's about the dominance we've seen early in this one.
Well, you know what, and quite frankly, coupling their progress that they've made all season long with last week's awareness of we need to be ready for anything, you couple those 2 things together, it just made Millwood's defense more sharp.
Yeah, it did. Let's hit a break and come back, and we'll talk about what the Maroons can do in the second half, and we'll talk about what the Falcons should do. We're going to take another break as the seniors have been acknowledged right now on the field. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Do you have college hours but haven't obtained your college degree? Finish the process. Get your degree at Langston University OKC campus. Langston University OKC campus with Reach Higher specializes in giving you that second chance to finish your degree. You can keep your normal routine, maintain your normal work hours, and still have time for your family. Langston University OKC offers online and on-campus class options that can accommodate your schedule. Learn more by going online at www.langston.edu or call 405-530-7536. That's 530-7536 for Langston University OKC campus.
If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in taxes, please listen to this important message. The IRS is aggressively hiring and quickly ramping up their tax collection team. Act now and protect yourself with a call to Tax Alliance. Don't let the money you owe the IRS keep you up at night and ruin your life. You may be surprised at how much having Tax Alliance on your side can protect you from the IRS collections and help you save thousands on what you owe. Here's what a customer had to say.
Tax Alliance did an amazing job helping me through a quite difficult situation, saving me tens and thousands of dollars that I would have been paying for many years to come.
Tax Alliance is rated A+ with a Better Business Bureau with no consumer complaints. If you owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes, have unfiled returns, or have a payment plan and are still frustrated, call Tax Alliance now for a free consultation. 800-624-9275. 800-624-9275. That's 800-624-9275.
Tax Alliance, your tax resolution solution.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken BLT, plus 4-piece nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $5. You got that bag, you got that Biggie Bag, you got that bag. That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're gonna feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes 4-piece nuggets, small soft drink, and small fry. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Oklahoma City, yes sir, loves travel stop and country stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms. With our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program, each month a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to theblackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
And we are back to the Langston University halftime report here for the Millwood Falcon football game tonight. Millwood's up 32-0 against Blackwell. And Max, you know, you and I were talking. We saw a good scoring from the Falcons early on in the contest. We saw the dominance of the defense. We've seen a little bit of everything. What would Coach Franklin, you think, like to see in the second half of the game? I think I know one of those, and I'll just throw that one out there. How about no injuries?
I agree 100%. I believe he's going to be very on point with that. I think he'll probably get a series out of his guys, you know, so they can come out after halftime, this extended halftime, and just show him that, you know, let them show him that they're focused and they're okay, and get them out of there, you know. And they're going to need their second string guys, so get those guys in there with some quality playing.
Get some quality reps. Here's the thing: you want to end the game tonight with a win. You know, right now you're up 32 points. The offense comes out, scores a touchdown, then you're more than uply up by 40. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I think tonight you're not going to get points for beating Blackwell. This is a team that is 1-8.
Right.
You're not going to. Nobody's going to say, "Ooh, you didn't beat them by 50." You're not going to say that. And again, you don't need to in this particular case. But when it comes to this game, you just want to win and everybody get healthy. You need CJ, Ricky, Milo, Big Meech. You need McElwee. You need those guys out. And I understand you need a rep for maybe some of the seniors who don't get a chance to play too often, but this is when you get them in. This is the moment to get them in.
Yeah, and the other thing I think Coach Franklin would like to see is let's get into some interior games. We're going to have some weather issues probably within these playoffs. Temperature dropping. You're going to be playing some tougher teams that are going to be a little balanced inside. They need to. I'd like to see them do a sustained drive, like some handoffs inside A gap, B gap. The jet sweeps are always going to be there. It's like you said. It doesn't really do them any good to do that tonight. They've already imposed their will with that. It's time to start doing some things inside, so they can prepare for those games that where you can't throw the ball out,
right?
Or footing is going to be an issue, or the weather. They got to get used to going forward, picking up those 3 yards, 4 or 5 yards. Mixing it up with some balance.
Okay, I kind of like that. Defensively, you just want to make sure you're tackling in space. If they score, they score. If they get a little bit of something, you're not really worried about it. I just want to make sure that we're lining up correctly, that when the calls are made, everybody knows what the responsibility is. To me, one of the things that Darwin Franklin and this coaching staff does extremely well is develop depth. They value each snap. So, in other words, if a football game's got 80 snaps, okay. If you want to be out there for all 80, you got to work in practice. If you're out, you've earned 60 snaps, and then we got to get the other guy in for the other 20. I like how they continue to build and make players want to push, want to do those things, and want to achieve. To me, that's one of the most unique things I think that coaches can do to motivate players, that some who are comfortable in their starting role and others that say, well, how do I get snap? I don't ever get the chance. Well, you work hard in practice. Coach Franklin will get you snaps.
Right.
And it's not about what you didn't do. It's about what you did with the snaps he gave you. If he gave you 5 and you performed well for the 5, let's get it 10.
Absolutely.
If you did 10, let's get you to 15. And if you continue to build, that's how we get to that next level. Now, on the Blackwell side, haven't had a lot of positive. You said, overall, when we start looking at the numbers, I do believe Blackwell only has, for the game, I forgot how many first downs you said that they have. Was it 4?
Yes.
4 first downs in the first half of this game. So when you're looking at that, you need to find something to build off of. To me, it's called simplifying. And it's difficult to say to the coach who knows the kids, who knows the players, and for us not to sound negative about Blackwell. But you got to simplify something.
Yeah.
To me, for this team, the team that has not had the season that they hope they have, for a team that way, get them to sustain and find some confidence, something to build on, something to remember. Because right now, that's not the feeling that you have.
No. And we were looking at some numbers earlier, how many yards, points they've been giving up for the season per game. Hey, there's only 32 points up here. They still defense can say, okay, we're not going to give up 45 tonight. I mean, they can get little victories.
But the danger here, Max, I don't want to cut you off. The danger here when you do that is that the more you dive into that, it's third quarter. As soon as we get back fourth quarter, I'm thinking about, hey, man, a social media post I need to make. We eating on the way home.
Exactly.
So I don't know how much more engaged. What do you expect for a team that has struggled like this? What is reasonable to believe that they can? I mean, before you answer the question, I just want the listeners to understand. When against Stigler back in September the 9th, they lost by 52. They didn't score a point. Against Tonkawa, they put 14 points on, but Tonkawa scored 66. Against the Perry Maroons, they lost 46-6. Against OCS, they were shut out 57-0. Against Alva, they were 44-17 in a loss. Hennessy, 61-7. Against Chisholm, they lost 7-0. That was a competitive game. But then last week against Newkirk, 56-7. So, I mean, it's been games where they've been hit and they have not been able to get up off the mat.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying they've been playing Mike Tyson, but they've been facing some daunting tasks.
Right.
So what do you reasonably expect for them to how long that they can stay in this game and in this moment? How long do you expect it?
Well, again, I've seen their energy and
their body language.
Their body language states that they're in it. Now, like you said, now we're going into the second half here. I think the first drive is going to be big for them.
Okay.
Nobody wants to. No player wants to ever see a 0 on the score. So if they could get down and get a score, I mean, you don't want to talk about moral victories, but there are things to build on. So if they can score on Millwood, or at least get into the red zone. I mean, there's little things maybe you have to look at.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get something positive going, so it can't just be touchdowns.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe if they get to the red zone. I mean, there's little accomplishments here and there. So depending on what kind of field position, if they can do a sustainable drive, they've already shown that they've got 2 drives that have at least 8 plays in them. Right. So, I mean, that's you have to find the small victories out of those, the completed passes in space. Whatever they do positive, that's what they're going to have to be able to build on.
Okay. And I think that's
like
fair.
you said, it's tough. I mean, look, you're playing. I mean, you're playing Patrick Mahomes, and I'm Miami or somebody.
Okay, Miami. Well, that's not a good. That's a good one. So a good one would be I'm Detroit. How about that?
I'm Detroit. Okay, and I'm playing Patrick Mahomes, and I got 3 points out of the deal. Okay, and he didn't hang half 100 on me. There's a way to look at that. You've got to find something out of that.
Well, you do. And, I'm just going to throw this out there as we get ready to hit a break. We're going to need to take a 2-minute break.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to throw this out there. Blackwell, they were looking at their schedule. They're like, okay, Stigler, Tonkawa, okay. Perry, Alva, Hennessy, Chisholm. And they're like, last game, Millwood? Got to think of something wrong with the schedule. Can we move that game up, just move that game up a little bit.
Right.
But that's kind of how that was. I'm sure they weren't excited. The last game of the season, Millwood, the kids on the road. The kids are like, chance of winning? I don't know. I don't know. But that's what their mentality is.
Yeah.
But they couldn't have been excited about that one. Time for us to take our final break of halftime, and we will be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Oklahoma City.
Yes, sir.
Love's Travel Stop and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms. With our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program, each month a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to theblackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
TSA is hiring full and part-time transportation security officers at Will Rogers World Airport. These positions start at $16.90 per hour and include excellent federal benefits, paid on-the-job training, weekend and holiday pay, and a potential pay raise after 6 months. No previous security experience required. Join a mission that matters and apply online at jobs.tsa.gov/TSO. That's jobs.tsa.gov/TSO.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Welcome back. Now that senior night has been acknowledged, and I think it was every senior, and there are a ton of them here at Millwood. You know, when we look at the seniors on the roster on the Falcon football team, you just don't see a lot. I mean, you're looking at, you know, what? You're talking about upperclassmen. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on what looks to be a 50-man roster.
Yeah.
And you know, and you're like, okay, 11 players. Oh, that's a quick halftime. Seniors, no, because we're going to acknowledge fall cheerleading. We're going to acknowledge fall volleyball.
Yeah.
In any other sport that was worthy of doing it, and I think Millwood does an outstanding job. And I don't know the name of the lady who was hired to do that. Somebody needs to give that lady a cheeseburger.
She said no cheeseburger.
She said she didn't get paid for that. She needs to get paid for that.
Yeah.
But want to shout out, you know, the players from Millwood who are seniors.
Oh, absolutely.
Most of them we know their names very well, Max, but I just think it's worthy to go ahead and mention some of their names for a second there.
Absolutely. We got number 1 there, Cato Sirasunba. We've got number 2, Iverson McElwee. And William Mays.
Yes.
Yes, and Chaz Doolin, number 10. Number 13 is Dylan Daniels. Number 16 is Zakiya Watson.
Yes.
Yes, and then, of course, number 28, Mr. Ricky Hunt Jr. And we've got 35 there. What's it? Jorian Butler.
Jorian
Butler. Dedrick Jones, number 52. Got Carlos Strong, the main man in the middle there, number 71. And Mason Moore, number 78.
And, I mean, that's the 11 seniors on the football team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, now grant you hear a lot of these guys, but when you start talking about it, they're like, okay, you still have the injured Jaden Nickens who will be playing football again next year.
Mm-hmm.
So you got guys like Donovan Knight who are out tonight. You've got, you know, you're losing a core of your personality of your team when you start talking about it. But here again, the leader is already being built right now in C.J. Turnbull and Skylar Turnbull, because by what he is doing, again, he's just a freshman. You know, imagine what he's going to be as a sophomore and as a junior who understands how to take control of those situations. Learn from those things. You know, you'll have those anchors because, I mean, anytime that you've got an anchor and you got Big Meech returning next year.
Yes.
So you've got some guys who will come back and step up and do some things. Then you've got the playmaker in Xavier Thompson.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
they put the 12 back on the clock, and we're about ready to get this second half started here. The teams have come on tonight, and Millwood is wearing, and I'm going to talk to Coach Franklin about it, from a broadcasting sense. Listen, the gray jerseys is bomb, okay? With the blue and the white helmets, it's great. But for broadcasting and a night game, you know, can I get, you know, it's not
you don't
like,
like the blue numbers?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. Because it sounds like I'm complaining. But can I get, you know, since we don't have the NFL spotters down here in college, oh, that's 28. Oh, that's who that is? Yeah, you know, you have to go by memory about who's lining up where. But I'm sitting to myself going, come on, man, help a person out. Can we do that?
That dark blue on the gray gets lost in these nice lights out here.
And well, in the night skies, yeah, man, you know, it's just tough. It's just now on a beautiful Friday evening in mid-September, who's going to complain?
Well, it's still daylight at this point. So. In a midsummer evening or early fall, yeah.
But in this case, it's not. This is Maurice Prince and Max Fox, and for those who have heard and have not heard, this is kind of a very special broadcasting moment for both of us tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was a wee little intern at Perry Broadcasting some many, many years ago, an individual named Max Fox took me under his wing and taught me some great things that have allowed me to become the individual that I am in broadcasting today, and I am very grateful. And it's not too often you get to do a game with your mentor, so it's been an honor to do this with you tonight.
Well, man, you flatter me tremendously, but it was my honor to work with you back then, and it is greatly my honor to work with you tonight. I've listened to you for the last couple of years, broadcasting these games, and I'm excited. This has been really, really nice, and I appreciate you, man.
Kick is away. Kick is away, and they did an onside kick and catch the Falcons off guard as the wind brought the ball down. And I'm going to sit here and say that it's going to be probably a 20-yard onside kick that's going to end up being Blackwell football. Coach Franklin is not happy at all. I mean, he's just...
Yeah, he's upset right now because I'm sure that's not the way he wanted to start the second half.
No, again, he was talking about maybe what you were going to do, and now he's got to worry about whether his team has fallen asleep here. That's just as crazy as it is. So now Tripp gets the ball, is going to take the ball for a gain of 3 inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line.
Well, they're catching these guys flat. I know it was an extended halftime and everything, but they're just catching Millwood flat at the moment. And this is the time to build. They have great field position. We were talking about what can they do. This is what they can do.
That's what you can do. So now the ball is at the 33-yard line after a gain of 2 on the play.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. And second down and 8. And now Blackwell trying to get to the line with some tempo, coming out with some energy. We were concerned about how they come up, and they also switch quarterbacks too. And now playing quarterback now is Zayton Frederick.
And he's going the wrong way.
Well, you still think at first you can get around the edge against Millwood, and then you realize that's not going to happen.
Well, you got to.
And he ran not only just the wrong way, he ran. In other words, I mean, he found love on a two-way street and went the wrong way.
Exactly.
He ends up losing about 10 yards as he runs the ball back to the 45-yard line. A loss of 12 on the play. Yikes.
That's just unfortunate for them. They got to put a hat on hat here. Millwood is filling every gap there is.
So they move the ball back up to the 40. So it's 3rd down and 15, and now Frederick gets hit as he releases the ball. He's slow to get up, but pressure being implied there. That looks like number 51. That looks like Johnson again. Jordan Johnson applying the heat on that play.
Yeah, Jordan was shot out of a cannon on that. Wow, that was a heck of a play. He chased the quarterback down. I have no idea why the quarterback couldn't feel him breathing on him already.
Oh, you're telling me when it's like seeing the Loch Ness Monster standing behind you and you didn't know he was there.
Exactly.
So now, 2 receivers split. Oh, it's 4th down. They're going to punt the ball away. A bad snap on the ball. And now trying to pick the ball up. It's going to be a scoop and score and a bad snap. What a job. I can't tell who picked it up off the ground, but it was a bad snap.
Goodness, what a play.
I can't tell what happened on that one. I mean, I know what happened. It was a bad snap, but I can't tell who picked it up on that one, Max.
Well, that's what you were talking about, Coach Franklin, in these numbers.
Trying to see who made the play on that. I mean,
I'm trying to find out as well.
So now Ricky Hunt's coming out for the 2-point conversion play. 19 seconds on the clock. Now Zaire Fisher, they're going to attempt the extra point attempt here.
The traditional extra point.
But I want to say it was the gunner on the outside. I just can't tell you who it was.
It was a heck of a play, though.
And Fisher is going to try to attempt the extra point attempt, and it's no good. But the Falcons score. I'm looking for some high fives or somebody who did something. The Falcons look to be pretty content with it, but a good job by the Falcons nonetheless on that, getting the ball on the punt return and getting it off. So it will go down as the ball was snapped. It was snapped and the ball ended up going into Blackwell territory. I'm going to say it was picked up at about the 47-yard line. And then it was fumbled.
Yep, and he just outran the...
And then all the way to the end zone for a touchdown.
That was a heck of a play.
That was wild. So the Falcons are going to kick this ball away.
We'll eventually find out who it was.
Couldn't quite. I mean, I'm really upset about it because I could not tell.
Well, you can't see the number.
You cannot see the numbers, and I understand that's pretty weak on all those other things, but
yeah, but it's true. You can't see what you can't see.
So the Falcons' extra point attempt was no good.
Well, that's definitely, everything was going well for Blackwell, and then it went completely the wrong way.
All right, so as it stands, all right, this time, I mean, they got a great position of an onside kick, catch the Falcons sleeping, and then on the other side of it, they're not able to capitalize on it. So the Falcons kick off, and it will be 1st and 10. And it looks like the ball will be spotted at the 28-yard line.
Still got the starters out there, so they're trying to get themselves back in rhythm here.
Well, you knew that was going to happen after Coach Franklin saw the team come out a little bit flat to start the second half. I mean, what you have to understand now is you're in four-quarter football now. Mm-hmm. So now I think we're going to see extended minutes, and it might have been his intention all the time to play him to the fourth quarter. We'll see.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, they got to be sharp, and they can't have these emotional letdowns because of
low
the score.
Snap on the ground, and the Falcon defense penetrates into the backfield and brings down the ball carrier back at the 25-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, that interior defense is definitely holding up very well. Carlos Strong and Jordan Johnson, they are anchoring that defense something well up front.
Now, second down on what will be 13 yards to go. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Falcons are going to have to exchange some players out, run some players off. There was too many on the field. But the ball is knocked loose. The officials are going to say the pass is incomplete.
Yeah, that was a great separation from the ball there. It was definitely not a catch. Millwood was all over it immediately. I think the young quarterback is a little bit panicked at this point.
And they did make a switch. Kevin Rios was the quarterback in the first half. He threw for under 65 yards in the first half, and now we're seeing Zayden Frederick come out to the game. And Zayden Frederick is a true freshman, so they're giving him some opportunities now. 4 receivers, trips to the left side. Frederick looking, finding nobody, throws it across the field. It's going to be caught, I want to say, right at about the 35-yard line, or they're going to say it's incomplete. Incomplete pass, that's what it is.
Well, they're working that short side of the field again with no room for error. I would, again, like to see them open it up on the far side of the field.
So now, trying to get the ball, you're going to punt the ball away. Standing, we have a returner.
Looks like Sierra Sunbath.
And it's going to be fielded, and it's muffed, and he's able to run up and get the ball. But that's not, I don't think it's Sierra Sunbath. I think it's another one of those young Falcon stars coming off right here.
Yeah, you are correct. That's number 23.
So it's Zion Roberts on the return.
Special performance by the 4-time national champion cheer squad.
Okay, so the kick, the punt is away safely. Return picked up at about the 45, and Roberts ends up returning the ball.
Yeah, that was a nice reaction after the muff. That was good. He didn't give up on that play.
So it was going to be returned by Roberts, who is, what we said, number 23 on that play.
Correct.
Ball snapped, and now we've got Josiah Woods as the quarterback, and Woods is going to take it down inside the 30-yard line down to the 27.
First down and 10.
He did a wonderful job there. He saw that there was nothing doing down in the secondary for the receivers. Went ahead and took what they gave him, thus getting a
Falcon first down.
Yes, is that Big O's
Pork and Dreams first down? It sure is.
Starting to feel a little left out there. You all know always talking about Big O's Pork and Dreams.
Well, until you don't knock it until you try it. Don't knock it till you try it. It's great. Two locations, one in Midwest City and Norman. Now swinging the ball to the outside, and Cato is going to take the ball inside into the end zone. A touchdown for the Falcons. That touchdown was scored by William Mays on that one.
No, that was Cato Cyril Sunbath.
That was Cyril Sunbath on that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, okay. Because I thought Cyril Sunbath was sitting right here on the sideline, but that's okay. If he's not in there, he's not in there. But I could have sworn that was William Mays who took it in. And it's the fact that he's running up and down the sideline, that's who I thought it was. It was William Mays.
Oh, okay.
But nonetheless, Josiah Woods comes in the game, gets the Falcons offense started, takes it down to the 29-yard line. And then after that,
yeah, we got William Mays confirmed William Mays has scored.
So William Mays takes it into the end zone and gets in there for a touchdown. A nice thing for a senior.
Oh, yeah.
To get into the end zone. So the Falcons up 44-0. We had an injured player. That's what the stop in action has been. 4:46 to go.
Well, you know, it's good to know they have that in their arsenal as well here. Got a lot of phenomenal two-way players. I'll be frank with you. I'm not a fan of a lot of the two-way playing, but I am impressed by what I've seen. These guys' stamina, the conditioning, and the intensity with which they play on both sides of the ball.
And Butler, not Zaire Fisher, out there for the kick. Jerron Butler puts it through the uprights, and his kick is good. Again, nice to see some other players getting an opportunity to play as he put through the uprights, and the Falcons now lead 45-0. Time for us to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health in St. Anthony.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Butler to kick this ball off. Jerron Butler, the senior, kicking off from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, seeing a lot of different players out there right now, which is good.
Now, you got to just pay. You got to earn these minutes. These are the young guys. These are the guys we're going to see who you didn't hear their names a lot during the course of the season. Maybe asked to make contributions during the playoffs. And Butler's kick goes inside the 20-yard line, fielded at the 19. And it's going to be returned out to near the 25-yard line by James Tripp.
You know, Millwood has some incredible speed all around. They got down in coverage off that kick very quickly. And that's exciting to see that the speed is there for years to come.
Now, I know everybody likes watching scoreboards and stuff like that, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I am seeing, or just got word, Okay, the Thunder are on a comeback push right now against the Nuggets, 88-91. And the Eagles and the Houston Texans are tied at halftime. What's going on? What's going on, Jalen? High snap. Fumble on the play, and the Falcons corral and bring him down inside the 10-yard line. Is that the 8 or is that the 7-yard line?
It looks like it's about the 7-yard line.
So another loss. So the ball is at the 7-yard line.
They're definitely going the wrong way. You asked early what they can do. I'll ask you once we have our next break.
2nd down and 28. 3rd down. Well, it's 2nd down and 28. 2nd down and forever. 3:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. Pistol formation. They finally get it up. Going to throw it across the formation, and that time try to put it in a tight window. That pass was intended for James Tripp. Pass incomplete. So 3rd down and 28.
Very dangerous pass.
Yeah, I mean, that had pick 6 written all over it. Now, the Falcons do not have any of their starters in. It is quite clear looking at the size of some of these guys out there. You've got guys like Tommy Fisher out there, the sophomore at linebacker. You've got other guys out there. But 3rd down and long, and they've been able to apply a lot of pressure.
What a luxury to have all this talent, as young as they are and as solid as they are.
Ball
going
snap
to be returning.
And Frederick's going to throw the ball, and it looks like it's incomplete. The Falcons have not been able to catch off any of those deep errant passes tonight. Kind of surprised at that.
Yeah, I'm very surprised at that. I think they're looking more to lay the wood on them once they catch it as opposed to going and getting the ball. But,
right,
I think they're staying disciplined. Just not trying to get any penalties. In fact, they haven't had but the 1 penalty tonight, which is impressive.
All right, now number 23, Zion Roberts, is now coming back out to return the ball. He's standing at the Blackwell 43-yard line. They'll be kicking from their end zone this time, and given the fact that we've seen some errant snaps on this in the game tonight, this very well could be something the Falcons need to pay attention to. Now, a good kick. Roberts runs up underneath it at the 35-yard line and takes it down right about to the 20-yard line.
That's a good return. They're already about to start in the red zone.
So receives the ball at the Blackwell 35-yard line and then returns it. So is he standing at the 20 there, Max?
He is standing at the 20.
So a return of 15 yards on the play.
Again,
so 1st and 10 right in the red zone.
Exactly.
So Josiah Woods is the backup quarterback. And now we got 2 receivers. 2 backs in the backfield. Looks like we have 1 tight end on the play. And now trying to work the ball at the middle of the field. Still stiff arming and going into the 10-yard line. Great run on that play. Nice job of putting his head down and getting some traction there. Was that Dan? Who was that, Max? I couldn't quite tell from the outside on the jet sweep call.
Yeah, it's tough to see. I'm telling you, it really is tough to see.
So okay, it was number 34.
Zion?
No, that looks like Deshaun Buford.
Oh, okay.
Who was on that last carry. Flag on the play on that one.
That was Buford on the carry.
Yeah, and he's just a freshman, and that was a heck of a run.
Yeah, no, that was a tremendous run.
Looked like he's been hanging with Big Meech for a minute trying to pick up.
Yeah, he grew from the Big Meech School of Hard Knocks, taking the ball inside the 10-yard line, and then after the penalty, they're going to take it down inside the 5. So, let's see what the official word is, and it's going to be a touchdown. Was that Buford?
Yes, I believe so.
No, that was not Buford. We're running in it. Yes, no, it's number 44 on that one, who ran it in for the touchdown. We got all types of Falcon players making contributions tonight.
Yeah, number 44 is Kenneth Childs.
Yeah, so Childs takes it in for the touchdown for the Falcons. So nice to see Childs gets in there.
And he's a sophomore. So that's good. Like I said, Millwood is stacked for the future.
Is it too cheesy to say, ooh, Childs, that touchdown was a little bit easier? Is that the low-hanging fruit? Is that a little too low?
You know, that's all right, though.
Okay,
considering this Millwood senior night,
what it is okay, and we're officially trying to see if the time would have expired. So it looks like they're going to say that that was the final play of the third quarter. So it's 51-0. We'll be right back for the start of the fourth quarter. No, they're not. They're saying it's a penalty on the play. A penalty against Millwood for false start. They're going to move the ball back to the 8-yard line.
And that kick is no good, sir.
So no good on the extra point attempt. We had one good, one bad. So that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. And we'll be back for the start of the fourth. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do, but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in action, helping you get back in action.
All right, time to start the fourth quarter of action here. The Falcons scored, and we finally have official word, ladies and gentlemen, of who scored on that bad snap by Blackwell, and then was basically a scoop and score. That was Big Meech on special teams.
Yeah, Miko Levine.
Wow. I mean, does he do taxes is my next question after a play like that.
I think he does it all.
And all right, the ball's going to be returned out to the 35-yard line. So it will be 1st and 10 from that spot. Time for a Heritage Funeral Home quarter recap brought to you by Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Homes. Give them a call today for them to take care of your loved one in your time of need. 405-424-5100, 424-5100. Max, what was your thoughts about the third quarter of action that we saw?
Well, everything that we thought they needed to do. They started out flat for a couple of plays. Coach Franklin wasn't happy, but the intensity picked up, and they picked up where they left off. And now they've transferred that energy to the second string, and it's looking good. Very successful second quarter.
All right, so that looks like, was that Tripp again with the reception? Maybe a gain of 3 or 4 yards, maybe almost a gain of 5. It is Tripp with the reception there. So it will take the ball out to the 40-yard line or near the 40-yard line. So the ball was spotted. The original line of scrimmage was the 33.
Mm-hmm.
So out to the 37. So second down and what will be 5. High snap. Frederick has it. Decides to pull it down and take off. And Frederick pays for it at the 40-yard line. But it was a busted play, and he did something with it, so you have to be happy about what the young man chose to do there. 3rd down and about 3.
He can't get away from that fast defense. I mean, he has some speed himself.
I mean, the ball shocked him where it ended up.
Sure.
He would at least have the wherewithal to put to pin my ears back and try to do something with it. So I was happy to see that.
Yes, it was good to see him put forth that effort. Just Millwood's defense is so fast.
Under 10 to play. 4 receivers. Trips to the right side. High snap. Frederick's going to roll right. Nobody's open. He's got some real estate, and he's going to hold on to it and then finally fire it. And the pass is going to be caught, but it's out of bounds. He had all that real estate. He only needed 4 yards, but he went for the play, and that's what you want him to do, not give up on a pass play. But that was very difficult there, Max. He had an option to run and get the first down, at least to try and extend the drive.
You know, it looked like he was just looking downfield the whole time. Had he let his eyes level out, he would have seen he had, like you said, 6, 7, 8 yards in front of him that was wide open. He could put forth some effort.
Maybe it wasn't he didn't want to see. Maybe he just didn't want to run. But let's just be honest about it.
It could be.
Nobody wants to get hit. 4 receivers, trips to the right side, high snap. Frederick feeling pressure is going to get it out to the outside. And Tripp is fighting to be up to midfield. It's going to bring the ball out to the 47-yard line. Good pass and catch from Frederick to Tripp.
And a first down out of the deal. That's excellent.
So taking the ball out to the 47-yard line.
Well, that's what they need to do. Just take this thing 10 yards at a time and get some positivity.
They've struggled with sustaining drives, so we kind of understand that. Millwood's defense has just been that strong.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. 4 receivers, trips to the right side. Ball snap, high snap over his head. Frederick's just trying to get it. He won't pick it up, hasn't picked it up, and finally goes down at the 25-yard line. It's going to go down as a sack. The more things go, the right for you, things go bad. A bad errant snap over his head. He's lucky to even get it as the Millwood defense pounced on him quickly.
I have to commend him for not giving up on the play. That's kind of hard to take after you've had some good things happen for you, and then you've got a snap that's over your head.
Crossings is beating Countyville 51-7.
So now the ball is officially at the Blackwell 25-yard line. It will go down as a sack, but that was ugly. It's 2nd down and 32. I don't know what you got in the playbook for that. And before things get started, Blackwell calls a timeout.
I guess they're going to see about that play they have for this 2nd and
7:46 to go. So if you're the Falcons, you've gotten your players. Everybody came out healthy. You're into your backup players. But real quick, while we have this timeout and stop of action on the field, let's thank our sponsors. Parrish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Guaranteed Rate Rod C, First Security Bank, Heritage Funeral Home, A-Plus Lawn Service, the Millwood and Richmond Foundation, Super Brett, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lamore's Family First DUI School. So as we want to sit there and make sure we thank all our sponsors, from community sponsors to our scoring recap. It's been a great season of Millwood Falcon football, but it ain't over yet. Playoffs start next week. We're inviting everyone to make sure you stay tuned to Heart and Soul 92.1. We will have the announcements of where the Falcons will be playing and how you can listen to next week's contest. Next week's game should be here, as Millwood will earn, being a top team in the district. It'll be interesting to see how the seeding comes out. Back to live action. And now Frederick's going to throw the ball deep down the field. Has a receiver. He threw it into traffic. Nobody was there except for James Tripp. Pass is incomplete. 3rd down.
He did cut the wind, though, in that pass. I mean, it didn't get hung up in the air like the other quarterback. He's got a nice arm. Just out through his receiver a little bit.
Kevin Rios saw things well. He just didn't have a great release.
Right.
Frederick might have a better arm, but he's got what you call those big eyes as a freshman quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
You're not seeing all the field and all that. And, you got a little bit of that Madden in you. That little Madden video game. I can get it in there. High snap over his head again. And this time he's got plenty of time. And now he's just going to fire it downfield, and Tripp trying to make a play on the ball and mistimes his jump. But what a job by Frederick just to find the ball. The Falcons weren't applying pressure, and he still had a chance to throw the ball downfield, and it's 4th down.
He threw that ball about 50 yards in the air and almost came up with a play.
And there's nothing worse from a quarterback sitting and going, I want the ball here, and it's over my head. I have to go and try and track it down. It's always difficult. It's a tough situation for a quarterback for that.
Oh, absolutely, especially when you got that pressure defense on you as well. That time Millwood didn't bring the pressure. I think they were looking for that, trying to keep the receivers in front of them. And still almost got a completion out of it.
All right, so they're going to kick the ball away, and a timeout has been called with 6:02 to go by Blackwell. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Back in action.
KRMP, K221FQ, Oklahoma City. The all-new Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, a Ferry Broadcasting Station.
Kick is away. It's going to be fielded on that one by, I want to say that's Roberts again, and that was Zion Roberts with the return.
It was.
And Max, you kind of observed something during that halftime that you kind of liked.
Yeah, man, I saw the seniors go out to congratulate the team as they came off the field, encouraging them, patting them on the shoulders, just giving them the love, man. And that was a beautiful thing. And it looked like all your captains going over there and doing it. So that was a beautiful thing to see. I thought it was wonderful.
Roberts returned the ball out to the 46-yard line. And so 1st and 10 Millwood from that spot. And Woods is going to hand the ball off. And again, seeing some future runners from the Falcons tonight. And that looks like number 34, Deshaun Buford with the carry again. As Buford's going to take the ball across midfield to the maroon 48-yard line. Second down and what will be 4 after a gain of 6. 4:32 to go. We are at a running clock stage of this game, as the coaches would like to not see anyone get hurt.
Yeah, Joseph Woods at quarterback.
Jet sweep, and the ball is loose, bounced on the ground, and now turning the corner, trying to get it into the end zone. It looks like it's number 11. As Donovan Knight takes it to the house for the touchdown, and it can only happen on senior night as Millwood. As he comes across for the jet sweep, he fumbles the ball, but the ball bounces on the ground and back right into his hand, and he acted like that was a pitch and catch play for him for a touchdown. Donovan Knight for the touchdown.
It looked like he wanted to get that score for a degree of difficulty on that play. But what a recovery. He didn't give up on the play because it fumbled, ran up and under it, and took it to the house.
That's called staying in the moment, folks. When bad things happen, he stayed in the moment, and something good came out of it. So now Butler is going to attempt the extra point attempt again. And this one by Butler is that's not Butler. That's Xavier Thompson kicking the ball. Everybody says, look, Coach, let me get out there and show you what I can do.
I guess he does taxes as well.
So now the Falcons have now extended the lead to 58-0. We're under 3 minutes to play. And the Falcons have been good. And you know what's even more impressive is that even with them putting in the 3s and possibly some of the 4s, that you still kept Blackwell with no points.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been very impressive.
Well, again, I'll go back to what I saw in the preseason and their midnight practices from the coaching staff. And I heard Coach Woods last week on with you allude to it. The way the coaching staff, the pressure was put on them by Coach Franklin. The culture was set. It was cemented. And you can just see where it's just matriculated from seniors all the way down to every man that's on this team.
It's infectious. Winning is infectious. And when you have the right leadership, and it can't just be from the coaches, as we've seen it time and time again, it's coming from the seniors. And if the seniors give you that, what do you think the sophomores and the freshmen are going to give you?
Yeah. And especially when you've got a leader, a sophomore leader like Xavier out there as well, who can show you as well as tell you.
The ball was received at the 26-yard line and returned just shy of the 49-yard line to the 39, a return of 13 yards on the play.
I can see the senior captains down there on the sidelines encouraging their players. Down to Ricky Hunt, William Mays, Iverson McElwee, all those guys are down there just encouraging their players over here. And that's a wonderful thing to see, just giving them all the energy.
Yeah. First down and 10. It's 82 seconds left in the game. 4 receivers, trips to the right side, ball snap. Frederick's going to roll right, plants his foot, going to try and throw it downfield, and that pass is incomplete, intended for James Tripp. Tripp has gotten a lot of targets tonight, and I give the young man credit. You know, he's trying to learn to adjust to the ball, adjust to where the area on the field he needs to be, and make the most of the situation. You know, James Tripp is playing in his final game as a senior, so it's good to see him out here getting as many opportunities as he can get.
Absolutely. It's a really nice thing to see. A memorable night.
So we've got 4 receivers, trips to the right side, under 30 seconds to go. This could be the final play of tonight's contest. And the pass is intercepted. Oh, it's not intercepted. It ricochets off the pads of Butler, and he's just sick to himself because he thought he should have had it. And that's not, that is Buford who was playing defense on that play. So that pass is incomplete, and that will be the final play of tonight's action as the Falcons will emerge victorious 58-0. It's time to come back for Falcon post game in just a minute. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, presented by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Oklahoma City. Yes, sir. Love's Travel Stop and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms. With our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program, each month a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to the blackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
Welcome to Falcon post game. Maurice Prince and Max Fox here going to break it down for you. The Falcons scored 32 in the first half and 26 in the second half to get to 58 points. And looking at things overall, the Falcons had 15 first downs in this game, 179 yards rushing as a team overall, and then you talk about 211 passing yards. So when you start talking about that, you're talking about 390 yards of total offense. As far as Blackwell goes for the night, you're talking about, 72 yards passing, 125 yards rushing tonight.
Wow.
I mean, when you talk about that, so when you say those type of numbers, you're talking about, what is it? Talking about 55 yards of total offense total.
Right.
I mean, a very ugly number.
Well, and you're talking about exactly what we see in the score and what we saw in the first half and the second half. Just not moving the ball, not having any success, limited first downs, third down conversions, very few. It's hard to accumulate any yards like that.
Right, it just is. And when we start looking at how things go down tonight, those are the numbers that are going to resonate with me. Also, when we start talking about, in terms of offensive leaders for the game here, let me see if I can read a couple of those on the night. Rushing leaders, Donovan Knight, 1 rush, 48 yards and a touchdown. Micho Levine, 2 rushes, 47 yards and a touchdown. Sierra Sumbath, 1 rush, 22 yards. Josiah Woods, 1 rush, 20 yards. Deshaun Buford, 2 rushes, 17 yards. Ricky Hunt, 2 rushes for 16 yards. And the Falcons put up 58 points?
Nah.
It just sounds crazy. And then you've got Childs with 1 rush, 9 yards and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Then on the passing side of it, C.J. Turnbull, 7 of 10, 182 and 3. Josiah Woods, 1 for 1 for 29 yards and a touchdown on that. And then finally receiving yards tonight. That's where all the fun is. Xavier the Playmaker Thompson, 2 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. William Mays, 1 reception for 29 yards and a touchdown. Iverson McElwee, 1 catch for 28. Ricky Hunt, 1 for 21 and a touchdown. Zakiah Watson, 1 catch for 20 yards. Tyshawn Buford, 1 catch for 11. Dylan Daniels, 1 catch for 10 yards and a touchdown. All the numbers have been impressive of what we've seen overall. The Falcon dominance was there. We saw so many great things, Max. If you had to choose a player of the game tonight, who are you choosing tonight? Because, I mean, to me tonight, I say, would you like some assistance tonight?
I'll take the assistance. I would have to, with Xavier's numbers, with C.J. Turnbull's numbers, I got to give it to him.
Yeah, I say C.J. gets it. 7 of 10, 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. He is your Millwood player of the game. And, of course, the player of the game is brought to you by the Millwood Enrichment Foundation and Super Prep. So that is your Millwood Falcon player of the game. On to the playoffs now. The Falcons are officially district champions, although that might have been decided last week. Now they get to turn their attention to the playoffs going forward. It's an exciting time. The seniors, everybody's working in one accord, in one direction. Everything's going the way it should be. We got through the game healthy, for the exception of the season. Jaden Nickens will not be available for this playoff run, but you got to be excited about what you've seen.
Very excited about what I see. Like I said, each week, even today, you see the progress. They're progressing. They get better, more proficient, more efficient. I mean, even tonight, they didn't have a letdown because of who they were playing. They did what they were supposed to do, dominate, and they did it with style. They did it with class.
All right, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors for tonight's contest. Parish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Guaranteed Rate Rod Seat, First Security Bank, Chris and Christie of Heritage Funeral Home, A+ Lawn Service, the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, Super Prep, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lamour's Family First DUI School. I'm Maurice Prince. He's Max Fox. Have a great night, Oklahoma, as the Millwood Falcons advance and win by the final score of 58-0. On to the playoffs. I want to thank our on-site producer, Bryce Shawn, and I want to thank our studio producer, DJ Stevie, holding it down for us. We'll see you guys on Saturday as the Lions take on Arizona Christian, the Firestorm. Pregame at 8:30 Saturday night, kickoff at 9 o'clock.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Enjoy your rest of your evening. This is Millwood Football.
That ends another live broadcast of high school sports. It's time to get back to the music that sets us apart from the other stations. We are the beat of the city. We're Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140.